How you doing? Good morning. Good morning, everyone out in YouTube land. It's nice to see it's your Uncle Bruce here. Uncle Bruce is up and ready to go.
Everyone out in YouTube land.
He's just going to mute that little button right there, just so we don't have any interference. I'll tell you, kids, we could be in for one heck of a day today. We can suffer highs, lows, and in betweens. There's all kinds of speculation going on as to what is going to happen today, especially with GameStop. The earnings come out tonight. I think after the market closes, they release their financials. That's going to be just after 4 o'clock Eastern time. I'm going to guess 4:15. I don't know. And then 5 o'clock Eastern time, the big conference call for management. Apparently, it's going to be on a web kind of a thing, so we'll be able to see them talking to the management. We'll have to see the management actually talking. Looks like I'll be covering it. I'll be covering that tonight live on this channel when I go live this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern. Instead of going off the air at 5 o'clock, I'll stay on the air covering the meeting. I'll have that going on another device so I can kind of glance at it and keep you posted on what's happening in the aftermarket and any kind of media reaction, if there's any immediate media reaction, and go forward from there. I'm expecting all kinds of media reaction today, actually, a lot. I'm also quite interested in and found it quite interesting already this morning that the company already made an announcement today. I don't know if you know this, but the company made an announcement around 7 o'clock Eastern time. So that's about, was that a little over an hour and a half ago? If I got my timing right, it's 8:30 Eastern right now. So yeah, about 7. Out of Texas, they said that their chief customer officer, gentleman named Frank Hamlin, will be stepping down from the company after a transition period. Well, it's a 1-week thing. So he's out of there on the 31st of March. It's been announced like as of today, or they cut the deal with him yesterday. I'm not sure. And by the end of the month, he's out of there, which is kind of what I'm expecting happening here. What's been happening, what will continue to happen. How about that? First thing you're going to hear, which we're already hearing, are people leaving. Then you're going to start hearing about people coming in. And that's the key to the deal. Who is replacing some of the senior management that are being asked to leave or being encouraged to leave, or who are just leaving? And let's see what's going on. This could be a lot of fun. Anyway, yeah, tons of fun coming up here. And a lot of highs and lows to be expected. Corey, thank you for becoming a member of this channel. Appreciate it very much. All of you who you want to make a comment on my comment area, please become a member of the channel. We're trying to eliminate the trolls and all the hate and all that, and it's working so far very well. And the members are being respectful to each other, which is just great. Trying to keep this a PG channel. Wally, you're blowing me away, man. $200 donation to start my show. I'm only 4 minutes into the show. What's going on? Sorry I was late. Sending a few tweets off to Ryan Cohen. They're private, but I know he reads them. You want to know the news? We always want to know the news. Thank you for this rather generous donation to get the show started. Could be a fun day today. Like I said, the management changes are underway. We've got people who are being eliminated. New people coming in, and it'll be interesting to see who's coming in. I'm really curious to see who's coming in here. What people from what companies are being attracted into GameStop to take over the entire running of the e-commerce department division. I'm just scanning my messages here, so just forgive me while I'm watching. A lot of folks are commenting here. This is exciting stuff. Anyway, we're gonna have some fun here. I think we're gonna have a lot of. I'm gonna say this. I am of the opinion that every week from now on, we're going to hear more news from GameStop company. The corporate entity is going to be much more active in relaying relaying company news, relaying staff additions, this kind of stuff. This is going to get really, really hectic here. It's going to be hectic in a good way. Jonathan and Stephanie are now members of this channel. No one's going to mess with this channel with these guys here. I mean, they're here. That's it. That's it. That's the end of the messing around. Thank you, guys. Brian is joined in as an advisor to Jonathan and Stephanie and everyone else. Brian, I'm glad you're here to back up everybody. Nice to have you guys here. Thank you, everybody. This is fantastic. Yeah, I have a feeling that we're going to be into some really interesting times here. Don Russell, this is the company you are invested in if you're invested in GameStop. Ryan Cohen calling customers himself that had bad experiences to make sure they're okay. Proud to have 100 shares in this company. This is not unusual to hear this. This is not unusual. The real news last night, Ryan Cohen followed Steam last night. You know what that means? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Wally, you got to help me here. Give me some more guidance, Wally. I have a suspicion I might know what it means, but I would really like to hear it from outsiders. He has only tweeted 15 times in his life. Everyone with a purpose. Everyone he's done. Silver Side, thank you for joining us as well. I'm glad you're here too. We got some power people coming in here. I don't know who this is. I'm just saying. I'm just being a nice guy. I'm just so happy people are joining this channel. He's only tweeted 15 times in his life, so if he's tweeting, he's got something to say, because I think still waters run deep. That's an expression that we have to kind of keep in mind here with Mr. Cohen. He when he speaks, you must listen. The guy's got a track record of success, and I'm not going to mess with it. Fallen God, good morning, my ape and ape-like friends. Today will probably be a roller coaster. Hold on there. Love what you do, Bruce. Thank you for this these kind words, everybody. Kids, I think we're going to have ourselves an interesting time. I'll tell you this much. Last night, I was. Here we go, Wally. Stream is an online gaming platform. Ooh, my kids play on it all the time. And Ryan is following that very closely. Very good. Very, very good. The folks on CNBC last night, I was watching the aftermarkets. They were talking about, they talk about everything, and they came up to GameStop with about, 10 minutes to go on the show. They kind of threw in a GameStop little segment, which lasted all of 2 or 2.5 minutes. And again, it was just the 4 talking heads that are, you just get the vibe listening to them and watching them and hearing the way they speak and the inflection of their voice and their facial expressions. They think GameStop is a joke, and I that's it right there. They are poo-pooing anything GameStop. They are still of the attitude that this GameStop story is a complete fabrication of whatever, and that anyone out there who follows us seriously are being fooled by a puppet master. So I don't know. And it just gets me. They do this with many other companies. They've done this over time. I remember when Apple was being toyed with 20 years ago. This is going back again. I'm 65. Okay. I've been around a long time. And I remember in the 90s, Apple was a company in trouble. They were losing their way, and they brought Mr. Jobs back, and the company was, at that moment in time, it wasn't really public fact, but, he came back in there and he turned it around. The first time he created the company with Steve Wozniak and others, and then he got kicked out on a corporate mutiny, and he was out. And then the thinking was everything Apple that's bad with Apple is Steve Jobs. And then he came back, and Mike, thank you, buddy, for being here, Mike Rambo. And then when he came back, he had grown up a bit, of course, and he had learned his lesson about who to trust and who not to trust and how to move forward. And he took over this company and grabbed it by the throat and made it a vision of himself. I mean, he had a vision of the future of what the company could be, and he just shook the vision out of it and made it happen. And there were a lot of people who were dismissed from further participation. And hard feelings, yeah, but bottom line, the company has survived. Is Steam a publicly traded company? Does anybody know? Douglas, Steam is not in hardware, and it's not big enough for a property setup to spread across industries. Nothing is poised to do what GameStop can do. My Steam account is worth thousands. Someone is saying it's not a public company. And they design and produce the best VR headset available. Anyway, Steve was brought back in, got control that he wanted, kicked out who he wanted out, brought in who he wanted in, and then just drove that company to a massive win. And unfortunately for Mr. Jobs, he died at an age far too young, but he delivered, the company we now know, and that Tim Cook is now continuing to foster forward, and fantastic. GameStop. Ryan Cohen is in here. It's all new blood. It's all new thinking. And it's all new management, and it's all new direction. And these guys at CNBC are just not buying into it, and they don't want to buy into it. You can just tell. You can just tell these on-air reporters. Not every one of them. I don't want to say everybody at CNBC is like this, but I'm just saying there are some of them over there who have this. I'm having a tough time coming up with the right word. I'm condescending attitude, dismissive. They're hoity-toity about it. I don't know how to describe this. It's a feeling I get that just really makes me angry, because I'm going, you guys are not doing a service to the viewers of your network. You're just, you're in. I don't know. It's just not great. Anyway, they were talking last night about the options activity that were happening on GameStop the last couple of days. I guess last week and yesterday, Monday, and whatever. And they were talking about how many puts versus calls are being purchased by speculators. And there's always speculators when a company comes out with financials. Every public company has this happen to them the week before they announce their financials. And everyone knows when the financials are coming, because the companies announce well in advance, we're going to release our financials on this date. And the options players take their bets, they take their positions. And there are those who buy calls, those who buy puts, those who buy both. And they look for a volatility move. That's all they want. They don't care what direction it goes. Just go one way or the other, a long way, one way or the other. Because then the contracts being multiplied 100 shares per contract, you've got this multiplier effect that could make you a nice buck. Whatever you lose on the calls, you make 10 times as much on the puts, or vice versa, right? Up or down. And so the speculation in the street is that the volatility factor on GameStop today is 30%. It's either going up 30% or it's going down 30%, or somewhere in the middle. So that means it's a $60 swing down or up, or somewhere in the middle. So you drive a Mack truck through this estimation and tell me what's going to happen. It could be nothing. Its stock will sit at 200 at the end of the day. It'll be another 140 up to 260, or somewhere every or both. I mean, it'll go down, then up, or it'll go up and then down. I don't know. There's a lot of volatility bets are being placed on this company. And over on the CNBC desk, these talking heads are all going, well, the way the company is run and the history of the company, I wouldn't be surprised. And there's there's no hint, no clue, no anything about, well, have you thought about the fact that this new management that's been coming in and kicking out old people and bringing in new blood, do you think that maybe that could affect the perception of the price of the stock going forward? And they won't go there. They're just not going there. The other thing that they're definitely not talking about, I mean, they're because they don't understand this. They totally don't get what I'm going to tell you. They completely do not understand the fact that a high number of investors today are investors that didn't exist a year and a half ago. They didn't have Wall Street accounts. They didn't have brokerage accounts. They didn't buy and sell stock. 2 years ago, there was no such thing as free trading. There might have been reduced commissions, like $4.99 a trade or $9.99 a trade. 5 years ago, it was definitely $4.99 to $5.99 to $14.99 a trade. That was the big deal. The minimum commissions are now $10. You don't pay, you only pay $10 a trade. Like, that's it. Like, and that was unbelievably good. That used to be $100 minimum commission. Now it's $9.99. Then it went to $5.99. Now it's no fees whatsoever. And this is where it's gone. And so in the last year and a half, and in particular the last year, because a year ago today, the market hit a low. The Dow hit its pandemic low was today, a year ago. There are now 20 million people, 50 million people globally. Don't think I'm talking just the United States or just North America. You got to think about global here, kids. There are now traders globally that are aged 18 to 40 that are trading the market that have never traded the market before. And they're using this to do it wherever they are, because this works almost everywhere now, almost everywhere. And so we're talking about tens of millions of new investors that the CNBC people mostly do not talk to, do not address, do not perceive as a force, do not respect, do not broadcast to, what you fill in the blanks, folks. It is a disservice, and it's going to cost them in the end, because their credibility is just dropping like a rock. I don't know who they're talking to. I'll put it to you this way: if you look at the guest list of the network in the morning, from when I get up, Eastern time would be like 6 a.m. until 9 a.m. You look at the guest list that they generally have on their telecast in the first pre-hours of the day. They're absolutely aiming at the senior market. There's no question about it. They're aiming at 55 to 85-year-olds because their intelligence tells them that most of our viewers are seniors. They're Republicans. They're retired. They're mainly Caucasian. They're not minority. And they're in the red districts of the United States. And they're still making a big deal on this show, on this network, to bring in Republican people, governors, senators, congressmen, any reps. And a lot of these guys are former people in power that are no longer in power, or they've been voted out, or they've been replaced, or they don't have the votes to control the agenda. And that's who they're bringing in, because they're trying to appease to their audience. And they think their audience is 70 years old, very conservative leaning, and that's where they're going. And in reality, there's 70, 75-year-olds watching CNBC, of course. But there are tens of millions of potential viewers that they're not even going after. And it's the new wave of investors. And this new wave are the Reddit followers. They are the Wall Street Bets followers. They are following their investments online. They are looking to find information about public companies they like through online sources. They generally don't watch the television set. They don't bother with a TV per se, because they're not stuck in front of a tube. They're either mobile, traveling, or they're working remotely, and they're at their desks with this or with their tablet or their desktop, and they've got the alerts set up, and they've got the alerts set up with their brokerage accounts, and it's all automatic, it's all automated, in artificial intelligence, everything, and they're not watching talking heads. And those of us, unfortunately, I'm 65, so I'm in this group, 65 and older. We're old school. We put the TV on and we watch the headlines on the bottom, or we mute the dang thing because we can't stand the racket coming out of there. So we just watch the imagery and read the commentary. These network people are stuck in this treadmill, and they're kowtowing to the senior tastes. And they're missing out on the wave of investors coming in. And this is where I come back to GameStop shares. And I'll mention AMC, and I'll mention all the new SPACs, and I'll mention a lot of the new IPOs. Have you kind of noticed the IPOs that are going public these days? Have you kind of been paying attention to what SPACs are doing, what companies are being taken public? More and more of they're all in the world that the 20 to 40-year-old can understand and relate, and that are deep into, because that's where the growth is. So it's computer software creation. It's data processing, satellite launches of satellites, the maintaining of satellites, Peloton, the dating site that went public a little while ago. I'm thinking about on DraftKings, on sports betting, Penn Street, whatever it's called, the online wagering, the whole thing. And here's GameStop. GameStop is right in the wheelhouse of the 20 to 40-year-old. Right there. They can completely relate to GameStop. And they completely get it that when an old guy like me mentions to the market out there, GameStop is converting into a digital company, the young investors go, oh yeah, I know what you mean. You don't have to, you can stop talking, Bruce. I got it. But I have to talk to a 50-year-old and a 60-year-old and a 70-year-old. I have to explain it. I have to say, this is what this is. This is what this actually means. These guys over here, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to talk about it, and they're not going to explain it to their viewers. They're just not going there. They want to talk about higher taxes because of infrastructure spending, and how dare the Democrats raise taxes on the hardworking American families. I mean, yeah, we need a new bridge, but no, I'm not paying for it. Oh, no. Let the government pay for it. Well, who do you think the government is? The government is another entity that is not made up of the citizens of the country. Hello? Anyway, what can I say? GameStop is absolutely followed by the demographic that CNBC is completely ignoring for the most part. They try to be hip and cool. They say they are, but the guests they're bringing on just make me want to gag. Just another hack, just doesn't ever end. And they're just blowing it. They're just blowing it. So what's going to happen with the stock today? Well, the old school guys at CNBC are saying that the speculators are 30% either way. And if you listen to them closely, they're saying it's going down. It's going to go down. It's going to crash. This market, because it's over. This is all a scam. This is all just pretend, because they're ignoring half the market participants that now dominate this stock market on a daily basis, which is you guys, the 18 to 45-year-olds. You're the ones. You're the ones putting the dough in here, and you're the ones reading the tea leaves, and you're figuring it out. You've got it. You know what's going on. You're in the business. You're in that world. That is your daily reality. Network television and turning the TV with a knob. It's over. It's all over. That died in the 70s and the 80s, but unfortunately, the message we get sometimes, and in a lot of cases right now, is old school messaging to the old school crowd. And the other thing that these guys at CNBC are just not getting in their heads. A 30-year-old investor will take a look at the portfolio they have, and if they don't like what they see, they'll change it out. They'll make change. They'll adjust, because they know, oh, Peloton is hot, I'm moving into Peloton. Peloton is cold, I'm moving out of Peloton. Where on the other side of the scale, the 60, 70, 80-year-olds, they're old school. They hold positions forever. They ride through the highs and the lows, and they wait for the management to bring it around. Not the new ones, not the new kids. Oh no, they want results and they want it now. They want to see management on the ball. Show me you know what this deal is about. Show me you understand the way the market is working. Otherwise, I'm out of here. Mike, I'm thinking of selling AMC when it's green and buying it to GameStop on the dip. I just don't see AMC going to the moon. I'm not commenting on AMC right now. I got enough haters. Casey, XRT rebalanced to under 1% and GameStop executive fired today. Let's go. We shall not be moved. And then we have Vic. You are the best wrinkly brain boomer ever. I don't know if that's good. Is that good? Ron Simons. Ron, welcome to the channel, becoming a member here. I'm glad you made it, buddy. The Hops Warlock. The Cure was the new wave in the 80s. We are the new cure. We are the new wave cure for the market that is it most sorely needs. This is the thing too about the old timers. They don't want to let go. They don't ever want to let go. And they think that they're still relevant when they are no longer relevant. I hear you. Sometimes you got to kick them out. Josh, the company I'm just issued, the company I'm with just issued over-the-counter stock to me on paper. I'm having a hard time finding a broker to help put a portfolio to buy and sell. Any advice? No kidding, you're having a hard time finding a broker. No kidding, Josh. This is the issue. You're not able to get personal advice from a broker because there aren't any. The banks don't hire brokers. They hire order takers. They hire asset gatherers. They hire people who they brainwash out of university to get assets so that the management can manage the assets. And then you'll be paid an overriding rider managing the assets. What does that mean, managing the assets? Taking the call from the confused investor and trying to calm them down and not get them to sell. That's it. Just keep them in the company's accounts, keep them in the company's portfolio. And then when we come up with a new product, we come up with a new ETF or a new fund, you're getting on the blower, or you're sending out emails, or you're doing whatever campaign you're doing to convince these people to take some of their allocation out of one area and put it into this new hot fund we've got. And it's just in-house fund switching is what it is. There's no independent thought required here. We don't want you to look out and find the next investment opportunity. We have professionals that we have doing that. They're upstairs. You're never going to meet those guys. Don't ever go up there. The elevator's blocked off to you. They'll handle the money. You just bring the money in, allocate it into these various funds, and then they'll take care of it for you. That's why, Josh, you can't find anybody to talk to. They don't hire guys like me anymore. In my day, I didn't have guys like that were managing money for my clientele. And when they tried it for the first time in the 80s, it failed miserably because the guys they brought in upstairs to handle customers' money, they put it into bonds. They were too chicken crap to do anything. They were terrified of making a mistake. So they bought long-term bonds and banks and governments. And the funds became what we know lovingly called the snooze fest, because you put the money into that thing and your returns are 4%, 5%, 8%, maybe 1% equal to inflation. I mean, it was just god awful. And you might as well just go into a coma and give it up. And brokers like myself and going back, we were independent guys. We had the ability to shop around to see what was happening on the street and figure out what was happening. And I agree that in our days, there was nowhere near the research we have now, obviously. And there was no way to promote and expose the research that we have now, like we have now, of course. But, we worked our butts off for our customers, and we talked to them on the phone. We'd have lunch with them. We'd meet them after work in their office. We'd meet them during the day in their office if they were a large enough client, or they'd come to our office and they'd sit right at my desk where my machine was, and my phone is ringing off the hook, and I'm talking to clients with my customer right there watching me work because I'm showing them I'm a real stockbroker, and you want to see what the action is like? Come on in here, sit here for a while, have a coffee, watch the office, watch everyone run around here with their heads cut off and see what the stock market's all about. You can't do that now. There's none of that. Are you kidding me? Is there a brokerage office in your town anymore with 15 stockbrokers sitting in a big room and yelling at each other? No, it's over. It's all on servers. And Josh, that's why you're here. You're watching a guy telling you the way it was and the way it could have been, and it isn't. And now you're wondering, well, what do I do now? What am I going to do? I can tell you, it's only going to get worse, because eventually I'll end up in a wheelchair in the corner somewhere, drooling in a towel, being an old senile bugger. And you won't even talk. I won't be able to talk to you anymore because I don't remember my middle name. That's unfortunately the way it's going, because the banking system has taken everything over. And they have bought up every mom and pop and regional brokerage house across North America, if not the world. And they've replaced it with the big corporate machine. And this big corporate machine, they've got your money, they've got your assets, and they now control how you even move your money and your assets. You're hoping that they'll do it right. So this here is the last bastion of free enterprise for most investors. As much as I slam Robinhood, as much as I slam these guys for their ineptness, they've got the right idea. Democratize the market and put it in the hands of the investor who can make their own moves. The problem for the investor is, where do I go for advice on how to do this? Who can I talk to? And so this is why I'm so busy on Saturdays and Sundays talking to people one-on-one. I charge $400 US an hour for a one-on-one session, for a 1-hour session, to help you figure out what to do. And folks are saying to me, Bruce, I've got $30,000. I got $80,000. I have $300,000. I have $1 million. I'm managing my mom and dad's estate. I'm managing my affairs, and I don't know what to do. Help me, God, please help me. No one will talk to me. Except the guys who will talk to me. And here's the sad part about it. They want to talk to a brokerage company, and they end up talking to, Jackie, who's 28 years old, recent graduate out of university, and it's his first year in the business. And they get that guy, and they have $2 million to handle, and Jackie is going to tell them what to do. And he doesn't know. Jackie doesn't even know what the 90s were all about. He doesn't even know what 9/11 is. He has no idea the terror that we felt. You're putting your life in your hands. It's unbelievable. And these banks don't care because you're a nothing. You get $2 million. Whatever, come back to us when you get some real money, because we're dealing with guys with 15 and 20 and 50 million, and we make way more fees from those guys than 25 of you. And that's all it is. It's nothing personal. It's the money. How much money can we suck out of your account, and how much will you let us suck out of your account before you've had enough? And with our big clients, we can take a smaller fraction of dough from those guys, but the amount of dough in question is so good that we'd rather have just $100 million portfolios or $50 million portfolios. We'd like to have dozens of those instead of hundreds of $1 million portfolios or thousands of $10,000 portfolios. We don't want those $10,000 portfolios. They're a pain in the rear end. These people ask questions. They want to know what's going on. I don't have time for that. I don't want that. So dump them off to Robinhood and Fidelity and Charles Schwab Slices and all these online platforms, and you're dumped in there. And yeah, you can trade for free, but you're on your own. And if you've got a question, well, go to the frequently asked questions section of our website. Your answer should be there. I get this all the time. And here I am on the air for free talking to people about what you're experiencing, because I know, and I've seen it evolve since 1980, 81. It started big time in 80, 81. We were shocked as brokers. We'd be sitting around the office and we'd say, hey, did you hear about company such and such was founded 80 years ago? They sold out to so-and-so bank in Toronto. We heard that the partners of the company, which is family, they're walking away with $8 million in cash to sell out. Yeah, what did the bank do? They bought the company, absorbed them into the bank, and within 2 years, the offices were all shut down, all the desks auctioned off. The employees, maybe a quarter of them were retained. They all joined the bank initially, and they would all join for like a 6-month contract, a year. And within 2 years, 90% of those employees were gone. They were either bought out, they retired out, they left in frustration. They couldn't handle the structure of the bank. The last 10% who are still there were just playing out the string because they had a 5-year contract and they had to wait for the 5th anniversary to get their final payment to walk away. And that's all it was. And at the end of 5 years, the bank had all the assets of the firm and turned all the clients of the firm over to bank employees who are now running all the accounts upstairs with the higher management. And these folks are all put into bank-run mutual funds and investment funds. And they would do assessments with each customer, and they talk to you and, oh, what do you do for a living, and how long you've been working for the company, and do you have a mortgage, you have children, and what's your status? And they figure it all out, and then they go, okay, well, based on that, we think we should allocate 30% of your wealth into this area, and 30% here, and 20% there. Oh, and we'll also issue a credit card from our bank, drawn on a line of credit on your assets, which means he'll never leave. And we'll give you a mortgage based on your income and your asset value of your house and your portfolio. So we'll tie all that together so that you can never leave. And then you need a car. Well, you talk to us about a car loan, and we'll set you up with that. And so these customers became lifers within these financial organizations, and that regional brokerage firm that was specialty in new IPO offerings and working with merger arrangements and all that's over. That doesn't exist anymore. We don't do that at the bank. We manage wealth. That's what we manage your wealth. Yeah. Go get wealth. We'll manage it. That's it. We're not going to help you get there. We want you to get there and then come in here and we'll manage what you got. There you go. Because we're here to protect you. We're here to look after you long term. We're here to set up a long-term arrangement with you. The fact that you want to get richer is irrelevant because that's not going to happen. You're here because we're going to make fees off of you on every angle we can get our meat hooks into you guys. So we're going to get you on the credit card fees. We're going to get you on the mutual fund fees. We're going to get you on mortgage spreads. We're going to get you on the car loan interest rate. This is what we're about. I don't know what you thought we were, but we're here to manage your wealth. We're going to figure out a way to manage to get as much of your wealth as we can. And every time you come here, you'll notice our offices are spanky, swanky, and have got the latest equipment. And that big skyscraper being built across town, that's ours. We're building that. That brokerage firm that helped get you from $10,000 to $200,000 and looked after your needs, your family needs, looked after your brother-in-law when he got injured and found a way to figure out investments for tax planning purposes. Those days are over. That company doesn't exist anymore. We're wealth managers. That's what we're here for. And one after the other, these firms disappeared, one after the other. And you'd hear about a broker you once worked with at a firm 8 years ago, and you find out, oh yeah, the guy got bought up, the company got bought up by the bank. He was a bank employee for about a year, and then he got the hell out of there and joined So-and-so Brothers, brokerage firm that's been around since 1954. And within a year or two, that company got picked up by a bank. And now he's here we go again. And now he quit that place. And these guys are playing musical chairs in the brokerage business, trying to find a place where I can be a broker, where I can deal with my clients. The problem is that every time I move from one house to the next house, the bankers are trying to keep the clients away from me. They're trying to keep them inside the bank and not let them transfer out because they're melding and merging all of their affairs into one master account. And now they can't get out. If they move their investments out, they're in jeopardy of their line of credit, or their credit card bill goes from 6% interest to 16% interest. They're so tied up with these guys. I can't get their assets anymore, to manage their assets anymore, but they're asking me for advice. They're always calling me saying, hey, Bruce, what do you think I should do with this investment? That, and then they call their banker and tell them what they want to do. And guess what I get? I get a cup of coffee if the guy comes over for a cup of coffee or takes me out for a cup of coffee, and I'm supposed to make a living on it. And slowly but surely, the boys just took it over. They just took it, and they not only took over the brokerage firms, they took over the stock exchanges. And in Canada and in the US, there used to be regional stock exchanges all over the place. They're all gone now. They're all consolidated, and somehow the SEC bought into the bank's philosophy. It's better to have big, giant funded entities that can compete internationally, and then control a market with better liquidity for all. This is stronger. The bigger we are, the stronger we are, and that'll be better for investors. And the SEC fell for it because who makes up the SEC? Former bankers, people in the business, in the banking business. They have to have the pedigree from Harvard and from Stanford and from Princeton and all the schools, and they have to have all the following, and they have to have all the directorships and all the connections to the banking. They're the ones controlling the show. It's all one big country club, and it's all different now. And so there you go. There's the difference from the 70s to today. And Josh is wondering, I'm having trouble. I'm having a hard time finding a broker to help me out. No kidding. Yeah, I get you. And I am not happy about it either. But go ahead and try to make changes. Unbelievable. The Cure was a new wave. Okay, Rod, thank you for being here as I'm trying to desperately catch up with your comments. Thank you, everybody, for coming around. Okay, what else do we got here? Oh, okay, some more comments and some more people popping in. Thank you, everybody. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. Value is a private company that develops video games. Valve, VR headsets and Steam, popular application for electronic distribution of video games. Interesting. I'm not sure what this is going to mean for GameStop, but there could be all kinds of surprise announcements. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think the company's going to stay the same. Talk about change. GameStop's not going to stay the same. We are 22 minutes from opening, and GameStop is $196.76. It's up $2. It was as high as $197.50, maybe a little better than this. Not much going on. 99,000 shares traded so far. And Anafu, what do you think of Vanguard as a broker? I don't have an opinion on various brokerage firms because I'm not in the business. I'm not American. I'm in Canada. I don't have brokerage accounts with anybody, so I can't give you the word. What I would recommend you do is do a Google search for brokerage firms, comparisons, top-ranked brokerage companies by independent writers, maybe. Maybe you'll find an article from the Wall Street Journal a year ago that ranked, the best and worst of these kinds of brokers or platform trading firms, or just to give you an overall sense of what they're about. There's some research needed there. I agree. Finnegan, that's what happened at my bank when I pulled out. They were pissed. Obviously, they were professional, but they were very, very stern. You're like, how dare you leave us? And they got shit. The management got crap from higher management, who got crap from higher. What are you doing losing accounts? What are you doing losing assets? What the hell's going on here? Yeah. Oh, it's all asset management. Pedro Madrid, thank you for the sticker, $4.99. Thank you very much for the support. Yes, banks are asset managers. And the last time I interviewed for a brokerage job, I had been out of the business a while, and I had a friend of mine who was a senior VP in Toronto. I'm in Calgary in the West. He's an old buddy of mine. And he said, you don't want to get back in the business? Let me know. I mean, we'd love to have you, Bruce, because your experience, man, you'd be great. You're a broker's broker. And I ended up talking to a firm in Calgary. This is 1995, I think it was. It was just a couple of years before I discovered the Cayman Island thing when I left the country and went to the Cayman Islands. I had an interview with a regional guy. I'd had an interview with the local branch manager, and we hit it off like you cannot believe. This guy was going, Bruce, it would be so great if you could join us. If it were up to me, I'd hire you right now. I'd love to have you because, man, you and I will have lunch twice a week, just you and me, to talk about what's going on. And he was so happy. Would have been thrilled had I been there. But it wasn't to be. I ended up meeting with a regional manager who did the hiring. This guy was for Western Canada. He hired brokers. And I thought, whoa, have things ever changed? It used to be the branch manager that ran his branch or her branch. They decided who they wanted. No, not anymore. The branch manager, he doesn't hire. He doesn't even fire. He's told what to do. And I'm thinking, you're not a branch manager. You're a grunt. You're nothing. And so I met with this guy. And this guy is asking me questions like, you're now, 40 years old or something like that. You're now 40, so you're getting on. And I'm thinking, I'm old. I'm old in this guy's eyes. Because he's hiring 26-year-old university graduates, the kind of kids that will do anything to get the job and keep the job. They'll work 14 hours a day. They got the endurance, all this stuff. He's looking at me going, this guy's too smart for me. He's too sharp for me. How many dollars in assets do you think he can bring in on a monthly basis? I said, why are you asking? Why does it matter? If I can bring 10 very active traders into the house, I can generate more commission than the flunkies you got here. And he didn't want to hear that answer. No. We want to hear about the millions of dollars you can attract to this house that we can now put into our company funds and manage on a long-term basis. I said, you're looking for an asset gatherer. You're not looking for a stockbroker. You're calling me an investment advisor. You're giving me a title that suggests that I'm there for clients, but that's not it. You're looking for a guy who just gets on the blower, grinds it out for 12 hours a day, and just attracts assets from other institutions to put them into this institution, lock them into all kinds of house services, and I get a retainer. I get a percentage of the value of assets under administration. I don't get anything else. I said, you don't want a stockbroker. I said, why are you even talking to me? He said, well, the manager asked me to have a chat with you. He thought you'd be a good fit. And I said, well, yeah, I would about 10 years ago, but you guys have moved on. You guys aren't a brokerage firm anymore. You're a glorified mutual fund company in the guise of a brokerage company, because all your guys out there, all those kids out there that are up to 35 years of age, they're just asset gatherers. They have no thoughts on the market. They can't explain why the market went up or down today, because that's not their jobs, and they're not supposed to know. They read research reports, or they send the customers who are asking an email with today's research report, and the answer that you wanted is in there. Why is the market going down? Well, there's a reallocation of assets between long-term and value investing, and what? No. So we agreed to part company. And my buddy in Toronto called me and said, how did the meetings go? I said, it was fantastic. I had a great meeting with your manager. He's a great guy. He said, yeah, he's an old buddy of mine. I said, yeah. How did that meeting go with what's his name? Oh, Chester. That didn't go too well. Why not? Well, Chester, wants to do that, and he's going. Yeah, we're hearing that here in head office. We're beginning to see the outlying regions. It's all getting shut down. I said, it's all over, buddy. It's all over. You and I are dinosaurs. You're riding out the last 10 years of your career with these guys at a very high level, and then you're going to be shown the door because you're going to be replaced by a 10-year junior, 10-year guy who has been brought up with the new system. And that's the deal going forward. And the entrepreneurialism is gone. It's over. And I was right. And there you have it. Here we are today. 20-something years later, it goes on. I'm only 24. The mere idea of being a mom and pop smaller brokers just blew my mind. Day to day, I've learned how funneled buying power has become. What stops this from becoming a monopoly? We may already be here, my friend. We may already be here. It's unbelievable. Cav, it's insane. It's just Cav. It's absolutely insane out there. It's not going to get better. You really got to do your own research. Initial GC, Bruce, what do you think of BFT merging with PaySafe soon before the end of the March, I believe? BFT, PaySafe, don't know the deal. Haven't looked into the deal. So I can't be of help to you there. Sorry, I'm not. That's not my deal. Not into it. And so there you have it. Yes. Wow. Dang. Wally's World, super generous. Let's go. Bruce, will you be on later today to sit through the earnings? Yes, I will. I will be on at when I come back to you at 3:00 in the afternoon. I'll be here for the last hour of the day, and then I'll be here through that conference call as well. So that'll take me to a longer day today than usual. So yeah, hang out with me and let's see what's going on. Absolutely. Here, anyone having trouble getting Webull phone app to open? That's the new concerns with the brokerage outfits these days. This is the new normal for brokerage firms. Unbelievable. Cav, bringing in some wisdom. Thanks for keeping a substantive conversation most here can learn from. You're awesome, my dude. What else have we going here? Dude, can you get the people you've talked to then? All Fidelity new hires have been fairly useless. They are. They're totally useless. They're not licensed representatives. I don't really know if they've taken a securities course. I don't know if they have to. They may, because they might be classified as customer service representatives, not salespeople, or not analysts, or not asset managers, or whatever the word has to be. The title has to be licensed. These could just be folks that they train within their house to answer simple yes and no questions and refer you to elsewhere to get the help you theoretically aren't going to get anyway. There you have. Bruce, don't forget to say thank you to Wally. Thank you, Wally. I think I said thank you right off the get-go when he did that donation right off the bat. Anyway, what can I say? Thomas, I've been getting a firsthand experience through both Robinhood and Fidelity. Robinhood, very hard to reach. They send me links to generic articles. Fidelity gets on the phone, stays on the phone, clear answers. There you go. Bruce, you dance circles around the young pups even now. I know. I've forgotten more than these guys know because they're not trained to handle client needs. They don't know how the market works. They don't know. They think they know. Their bosses think they tell them that they know, but they don't. They have no idea of the complexity behind the market and the absolute ability to be able to. You have to be able to handle the emotions of the market. Good days, bad days, good stocks, bad stocks, good news, bad. You have to be able. They're not trained in that area. They're robots. They are. It is really pathetic. It's sad. Julian, thank you for this donation for the Webull app issue. If you're on Android, you need to go into the settings and find an app web view, click on install updates, then restart your phone. Oh my gosh. This is what you got to learn to be able to buy and sell stock now. You got to be able to figure out how to jigger your phone, and yep, it's a whole different world. Interesting. And wisdom and calm, cool insight is why I'm here, says Thomas. Thank you for being here today. Good morning from Burlington, Iowa. Good morning, Burlington, Iowa. Nice to have you here today. Bruce, are you anticipating airline stocks blowing up when we get back to normal? Any particular ones you have an eye on? I'm expecting the airline stocks to crash when we get back to normal. completely crash out. They're going down. They're going to trade at half what they are now or less. You want to know why? Dramatic pause, by the way. Did you like that? I just, they're going to go down, and then I just shut the hell up. They're going down. Why are they going down? Because they're billions of dollars in the hole. They've got interest expenses up the wazoo. And no matter how full their planes get, they're not going to make enough money to equal the kind of money they used to make. And because there are way more shares outstanding than ever before, the smaller amount of profits they're going to generate because of all the interest expenses that they've got will be divided into way more shares, which means that the share earnings, the earnings per share number will never be equal to what they had in 2018-19. And without that, you're not going to have a PE multiple factor that's going to bring the stock to anywhere where it used to be. And it's not going to even sustain the price they're trading at now. And so they're going down. They're going lower. And that's what's going to happen with cruise line shares. The cruise line shares will be trading at half the value they're trading at now. Mark my words. Within a year or two, that's where they're going to be. There is no upside owning cruise stock whatsoever. They are 55 to 60 billion in the hole from bankers right now. And the bankers are charging much higher interest rates on a bunch of that debt. And they want their money back. They've got these 5 to 7 year windows to pay them back. And the first 4 years of cruising, every dime coming out of that cruise line, all the cruise line will just go to their bankers to satisfy those guys and get rid of them. And there will be no earnings for shareholders, absolutely nothing. And eventually shareholders will get impatient and go where the grass is greener. You're going to buy stocks in company shares where the companies didn't issue a bunch of stock to survive the pandemic, where they didn't have to borrow a bunch of billions of dollars to survive the pandemic. They're going to go with the companies that are lean and mean, clean balance sheets. That's where they want to go. And so they're going to go into probably the FANG type stocks. They're going to go into high cash flow producers. And believe it or not, down the road, some people are going to say, I should buy some of this GameStop because they only have 70 million shares outstanding. They didn't issue any shares during the pandemic to survive. Not one. They didn't borrow any money from any banker to survive either. They only rolled over their old debt into new debt, which was just a redoing of their capital. They sold off assets they didn't need anymore and turned it into cash. They did the sale leasebacks of these buildings they used to run. Smart business moves they made. And then they completely turned the company around into an e-commerce company. Gee, maybe I should buy stocks like that rather than over-bloated, over-in-debt airlines. I don't know if you saw this one. This shows you, this is another indication of how much money is out there right now. There's so much money in the market right now that sins are being forgiven. Investors are turning a blind eye to obvious problems, and they're putting money into businesses. JetBlue is raising money right now on a bond issue at 1/2 of 1% interest. That's what they're offering the investors. 1/2 of 1% for an airline. Okay. And they're offering it as a convertible bond into stock at 40% more than the stock is trading at right now. The stock plummeted 8% yesterday just on that news. Because investors are going to dilute the stock. Yes, they are. They're diluting the stock by issuing bonds, making it look like, oh, everything's fine. We're issuing bonds at 0.5% interest to raise the capital to grow the airline and go through the last of these tough times. It's all great. Then you read the fine print and go, yeah. All these bonds are convertible into stock. And if it gets convertible into stock, the number of shares outstanding will dilute the existing shareholders to such a level that no matter how much money these guys make, the stock will never be worth what it used to be worth a year and a half ago. This is happening again and again and again and again. And investors are, in some cases, falling for this hook, line, and sinker. Absolutely getting sucked into this vortex of stupidity. But there it is. Now, if the JetBlue people were to come out with a bond offering and say, we're paying 1% interest, and that's the end of it, no one will buy it. Because what bond fund manager is stupid enough to say, are you kidding me? I'm going to put money into this airline and get 1%. Inflation is 2.5 going to 4. I'm going to lose money there. I have no upside protection. I have no other avenue of protection. Are you kidding me? Get a bow at. But if these guys truly went to the bond market to say, we'd like to raise $2 billion, how much interest do we have to pay you? They don't like the answer they're getting. The answer is, you're a junk bond. So get away from me, the pension funds are saying. The hedge funds and other bond funds are going, we can't touch your bonds. We don't buy junk bonds. We only buy AA or A rated or higher. We don't buy triple B and below. You guys are triple B. No, thank you. And so even if they go to the junk market and they go to those guys. Now the junk market, I mean, these guys are smart. They're not stupid. They go, yeah, you can't go to the high end market. You got to come to us. So we'll cut the deal we want. The deal we want is we don't want a 6% interest rate deal. We'll give you half. We'll give you the deal with 0.5% interest. We want a piece of the action. We want the company. And these guys, these airlines and other lenders are falling for this trap, saying, "Oh, okay, yeah, we'll issue a bunch of bonds and we'll give you a right to our stock at a much higher level per share." Reality is it's nowhere near where the stock used to be at one time, so that you've limited the upside of the stock to a certain point, and that's it. Existing shareholders are going, we've just had a glass window installed above our stock for the potential of this stock. There's a glass window right above our heads, and a lot of these shareholders going, I'm walking. I'm out of here. I don't need to be invested in a company that's going to limit the upside of my shares. No, thank you. This shows me as an investor. Again, these are the investors who figured this out. They're looking at this going, you guys are in trouble. You guys are in big trouble. You're raising money under these circumstances rather than just going to the junk market and raising at 5% interest. You're doing this deal and you're making me pay the price. I, as a shareholder, will now pay a price because you guys are borrowing money under these terms and conditions. I'm out. I'm walking. I'm going somewhere else. And that's what's kind of happening here and there. Interesting things happening. I don't know. 196.95 on GameStop. 4 minutes to go before we open for the day. As usual, our friends at CNBC are throwing commercials up for the last 5 minutes before they open, because that's where they make most of their money, to try to keep you around to watch. Of course, I'd be doing the same thing if I owned that. If I owned the network, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be selling advertising 4 minutes before the market, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute for top dollar, because those are the 4 or 5 minutes I can make the most ad money. Here, you notice there are no ads because you folks are members of the channel, and I thank you very much for doing that. KW, I just called Fidelity, and the lady rep was listening to your show. You're famous at the firms, Uncle Bro. Oh, I'm sure I am. I'm sure there are employees at these firms going, he's absolutely right. I'm a robot. I'm being treated like shit. I'm being treated like garbage. I am not, they're not moving me up the ladder here. I'm just a grunt in this outfit, and I'm being worked to death, and they're telling me how lucky I am to be here. That's exactly what I know. I used to be in the business. I know this game. Yeah, David, see the 372 spike yesterday missed up. That was messed up. That's all pretend. It was just a glitch in the computer. Sorry, folks. Don't get excited. Marcus, can we touch on the spike in the aftermarket? No, it was just a glitch, my friend. Marcus, guten Tag, willkommen aus Deutschland. Nice to have you here. But it was all a computer error, and it meant nothing. So I'm sorry. Folks, you didn't get rich to $372 for a second or two. It didn't happen. But maybe it's a harbinger of things to come. How about that? Maybe that's what it is. Wait a minute. Norwegian didn't borrow money, or am I wrong? Oh, they borrowed money. Oh yeah, Norwegian borrowed a ton of money. Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, and Carnival combined, they borrowed over $60 billion. But they also issued a lot of stock into the market to raise billions as well. And so these cruise lines are indebted and have diluted their shareholders unbelievably, and they will continue to do so because they're not sailing en masse with all of their ships until probably, the end of the year, maybe February, March of next year. They could be that much longer. With the case counts in the U.S. doing what they're doing, they're not sailing anytime soon with all their ships. There's just no way Europeans will be allowed into the U.S. Canadians won't be allowed in. And if you come home from the U.S., are you under restrictions? It's awful. It's terrible. You got 50 cats. The U.S. states are like 50 cats trying to herd them. Go ahead. Try to herd 50 cats. They're all over the place. It's insanity. And the rest of the world just shakes their head and goes, why can't these guys get their act together? The most powerful country in the world, the greatest people, really nice people over there, but man, their leaders are screwed up. And the hatred over there. Wow, like what is wrong over there? What's the big mystery? We kind of wonder that ourselves, but boy, we love America. God darn it, we just do. I just love America and my American friends, and oh man, I love America. But what can I say? My American friends say we don't know what's going on. It's goofy. Nicholas, thank you for becoming a member of this channel with the Rantin' and Ravin' Uncle Bruce. We're going live right now on the trading. Jim Cramer's talking, and they're talking about the 1 year since the big crash. We're getting ready to open up at 197.50 on GameStop. That was kind of where we're closing, just under 198 for the stock with regard to pre-market. We're going to see what happens with the GameStop shares as we get ready to open up. They're going to head for the floor here in a moment. Ring that bell. We were at 194.49 last night on GameStop at the close, and we're going to see. We're going to see what the market has in store for GameStop today going forward. Let's see what's going to happen. Nicholas, good morning, Bruce. John, Bruce, if and when GameStop goes to the moon, I will be as cool as you and Roaring Kitty. Thank you. Nice people. We elected that guy. Well, you know, what can I say? Oh, my gosh. Regarding GME, it's not going to happen. The dilution. Cohen's up $1.8 billion on his minimal investment, could leverage his shares to a third-party funding if required at all. He'll nail it today, no doubt. I'm hoping you're right. We're getting ready for the opening. We're just about there. It's getting so exciting. I think we're open. 195.65, 260,000 opening trade on GameStop. Let's watch this closely. This will jump around. AMC, man, is it getting hammered? Man, it's getting hammered. 11.41 down $1.08 on AMC. It is just getting crushed. 4.4 million on the opening trade too. Big volume down $1. Yuck. Not good. GameStop 196.85. It's approaching 197 over here. Let me get a refresh over here now, and let's see what the market is going to show us on this. These opening trades. The Dow is down 86 points on the opening few moments. S&P down 8 points. NASDAQ down 13. Oil down $2.49 a barrel to $59 a barrel. So it's a down day today so far. We'll see how this goes along the road. GameStop 196.21 on 304,000 volume. Very calm, very quiet, because we're all waiting for tonight. We're all waiting for after the bell. The action for GameStop will really take off in the last half an hour to an hour, and then into the aftermarket with the release of the financials and then this conference call. But right now, there's some speculation at 199. It's up 480. There might be people going, you know, these announcements they're kind of making here with these departures of people. This might be a kind of the new normal that's going on here. Let's see what's going on. The traffic here from Florida, traffic here in FL goes from 0 to 100 during spring break. Surprising this year due to the COVID. Unbelievable. Stock market with Bruce, can we hear your views on Jim Cramer? Wall Street Bets is not a fan. What are your thoughts? Well, Jim and I are the same age pretty well. We don't know each other. I've never met the man. I admire his work ethic. I'm amazed. I don't know why he's still working as hard as he does. It's probably because he loves it. I mean, that's all it is. You get into a career like he has, and he just loves what he's doing, and doesn't want to stop. I get it. He's a millionaire many times over. He doesn't have to keep doing what he does, and he's got a show. Wise guy, a very smart guy, knows the history of the markets, but people have their opinions on all of us. So people have their opinions about me. They have their opinions about him. And if Jim Cramer were ever to bless this show, my channel, with an appearance, I'd be blown away. And I don't ever expect to be a guest on his channel. I don't think that'll ever happen, because I'm in a different league entirely than this gentleman. But hey, I have no ill will to anyone. I like a lot of things about Jim Cramer. Sometimes I disagree with him, but I respectfully disagree with Jim Cramer, but not on every single topic. There's many topics he gets absolutely right, and it changes day to day, like the markets change day to day. And he's been through the grinder like a lot of us have at this age group. He's been through the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, and he was bang on with the crisis in 08. He was bang on with what should have been happening at the discount window in 2008, and he was ahead of the Fed by months. Those guys were asleep at the switch, utterly clueless. in a coma. I don't know what their problem was over there. And he was seeing and getting calls from some of the leading bankers and CEOs of corporations across America going, help us. They're not listening to us. The Fed is not listening to what's happening here on the street. Get a hold of these guys please talk to these guys. Tell them what we're telling you. And he was yelling on the air the one day to get the attention, and it just blew up as a big controversy. But the reality was he was right. He was absolutely right. People were thinking he was being disrespectful to the Fed. Well, when you're running around like an idiot, sometimes you need a kick in the ass. Well, there was no one to kick him in the ass but Cramer, and people thought, how dare you do it? Well, there was no one higher up that could do it. It was so stupid. Anyway, what can I say? How do I get Bruce's attention in this chat? How do you get the world's attention? No different. Wow. Wally, what's the problem? Talk to me, Wally. I'm doing the best I can, my friend. What is it you need to tell me, and what is it you want me to know? I'm just doing what I can here. Bruce and the Canadians are just so kind. Can you imagine the Canadian version of the movie Taken? Would you mind taking this? That's our style. 199.62 on GameStop. Did touch $200 a couple of times here. But right now we're looking at what is it, 201 for the high. This so-called opening of 205, I don't believe it. 624,000 on GameStop so far traded. AMC now down 88 cents to 11.61 on 7.8 million. Not looking good over there. L4G Custom Fabrication. What are your thoughts on Enron? Is that possible today? Oh my gosh, man! If there may well be an Enron out there. I don't know if there's another Enron out there. What a company that was. I'm not going there. I haven't got 4 hours to talk about that. Unbelievable. Bruce James Brown Farmer, the hardest working man on YouTube. Woohoo! Where's my cape? Hi, Bruce. Great show. Still like to know what your most memorable market roller coaster event is. A broker. Oh gosh. I haven't got time to go back there. It's too scary. Too many nightmares. I sure remember a lot of the. I sure remember for a lot of tough days as a broker. I sure remember that. Shimmy, no mercy on Cramer here. Also supported Bear Stearns, telling people to buy or hold days before it crashed. So much for knowledge. Hey, look, no one on the street predicted the end of Bear Stearns, the way it ended and how badly it ended. No one. I'll cut Cramer a pass there. Erico, Bruce, did you address the after-hours spike in GameStop? It was just a glitch in the computer. It didn't happen. It's just a glitch. It's all fine. Anyway, there you go. Here we go. Nicholas, Bruce, I sent an email a while back regarding semiconductor stocks. ON Semiconductor in particular. This stock seems to be on the verge of a breakout. Is the industry holding it back? And what's going on there? I can only say that the computer chip shortage is real. That I know. That I see in many industries are reporting problems with production. And I've recommended the solution as an investment. It's kind of conservative. But SMH, the ETF, the VanEck Vectors Semiconductor Fund, that's the one that I'm recommending. It's at 238.70. It's down 55 cents this morning. The high and the low for the year, low of 110, high of 258. That's obviously from crash to now. And the market cap is $2.7 billion. It's a big ETF that specializes in holding computer chip manufacturers, including Taiwan Semiconductor and NVIDIA and others. That's as far as I'm going. And I don't have, I'm really not pushing individual stocks per se. There's a couple that I've mentioned, but it's up to you to decide which way to go. But whatever you like, good way to go. There it is. What else is going on here? Comments coming through here. I'm trying to stay on top of some of these. PS5 is getting hit hard by chip shortage. They can't keep up with the demand. That's right. Gaming consoles require certain powerful chips, and they're having trouble getting them too. I totally get it. This is why the GameStop people and others are getting full price every time they sell a system, a gaming system. They don't have to discount it. There's a shortage of the systems. There's a waiting list of customers that want them. They're paying full price. And so GameStop's margins are the highest they're ever going to be in the retail stores. But going forward, as they shut down retail stores and get rid of all that overhead, their margins will go much, much higher, selling out of the warehouse through their website globally, which I think will be the right move, definitely the right move. There you have it. At the moment, this is the opening right now. A lot of speculation on where the stock is going to be between now and tonight. And then tomorrow and Thursday should be most fun as the fallout from the financials are digested by the investment community, and the fallout from the conference call will be digested by all the media following this thing tonight. This could be a most interesting 2 or 3 days coming our way. Will the shares take a dive because of short interest and short selling and attacking the market to try to drop it on hopes that the public will buy into the notion that the company's financials aren't good enough and it's all over? And then that could be followed by a whipsaw buy wave where people going, you're selling at 150. I'll take it off at 150. You're giving it whatever that low price is. I don't know what the low price could be. It might not be anything under 190. I have no idea, but there could be so much buying interest for the dip, whatever dip there is, that it'll whipsaw $50 the other direction in a heartbeat. This could be a most interesting time. What's going on? Anyway, there you go. We'll see what's going on. Wally's World. Whoever's selecting tweets for Bruce, the SpaceX thing might be real. I watch the live feed from Boca Chica every night. Puts me to sleep after a long day at staring at Bruce. Well, I would think anything would put you to sleep watching me all day long. I mean, you got to think, and watching paint dry has got to be more exciting. Good morning, Uncle Bruce. Do you have any thoughts on ETFs? I have young children and looking to start a college fund. Well, I've only recommended the one at this point. I haven't recommended others. There are gazillions of them out there. I mean, a ton. I mean, 10 years ago, they just stormed the market. And you've got work to do. I'm not here to recommend 25 different ETFs. It's not my thing. But from time to time, I'll come across one that will catch my eye and I'll mention it. But Matt, you've got to think here about, like you're saying, I have young children looking to start a college fund. So you're looking at a 10, 15-year-ish plan. I get it. I see where you're coming from. You want to certainly look for an ETF with low fees, obviously, but you want something that'll grow and that will withstand economic trials and tribulations. So it's a long-term game. I mean, you're not looking for an ETF that'll double overnight, but could go to zero overnight. You don't want to play that game with this kind of money. And so you're going to have to be a little more on the conservative side. But bond ETFs, I don't think so. The returns are just useless. So it's got to be a combination of growth and earnings, high growth perhaps, but something that maybe has dividends associated with it. Matt, it's not easy. I agree with that. It's not easy. And, if I come across something that catches my eye, I will mention it down the road. No question about it. Jimmy, can't wait for earnings and tomorrow's ascension to the moon. We will then be traveling with Bruce. Will it go to the moon tomorrow? I don't know. Not saying it will. I'm not saying it won't do something, but I have no idea what this is all about. Can you explain how a chip shortage could cause the chip manufacturer's stock prices to go up to a point of profitability for shareholders? Well, it's simple, Adam. If there's a shortage of chips, you produce good quality chips, they're pre-sold. Your production might be pre-sold for the next year at full price, no discounting, and no problems in collecting money. I mean, that to me is the perfect business. I mean, your customers are just handing you money for a product you haven't delivered yet, and they're paying you full price. And as soon as it's off the line, it's delivered to the customer, and everybody's happy. That's a good thing. I would think that chip stocks should be definitely in everyone's portfolio, and the safe way to do it is just go after the SMH ETF and forget about it. Pick that up and put it away, and take a look at it every couple of months to see how it looks, because I think you're going to like what you see. But that's just me. Anyway, I'm sorry. Okay. What some of these comments, I don't understand what people are asking me here. Really weird stuff. Bruce, would you rather eat a rotten bagel or sell VGAC at? I don't eat rotten food. I like certain stock. I don't know why I have to prove it with that. Kirsta, thank you for showing off all these emojis. I want GameStop to pop so I can load up on more SPACs. And what else have we got here? Thanks for the tickers, I'm going to say. Totally natural stock movement. It's been a while since the drop. There we go. Over here on the show, what do we got right now? We have 1,400 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for 1,400 thumbs ups today. 5,800 of you watching right now. If any of you who are watching could kindly find a way to give me a couple of those, hit a thumbs up for me. That would be great. Let's get the show moving. We have 86 down thumbs right now. So we're almost at about a 17-to-1 ratio like this to this. If we can get these going, we can get it to 20-to-1 or more. That would be super. 1.6, there we go, 1,600 now. Just a couple more hundred come in here. Thank you, everybody. If you get me going, here they are, 1,700 now, but we got 90 thumbs down. So we got to get to 1,800 thumbs ups to be at a 20-to-1, maybe to a 2,000 to get to 20-to-1. That would be super. Hit that thumbs. There it is, 1,900 right now. Here they come. We're just about a 20-to-1 ratio up to down. Just about there, 1,900 to 99, 1,900 to 99, 1,900 to 99, 100 and 2,000. There's a 20-to-1 ratio. Thumbs ups to thumbs downs. When I ask for thumbs ups, the thumbs downers show up too. What can I say? They hate everything about me. They hate all the hair I have. They hate how beautifully dark it is. They are upset by my perfect skin. They just can't stand how pretty I am. They really are jealous of how just it's all working out for me, and they wish they were more like me, and so they give me a thumbs down. Well, what can I tell you guys? I'm doing the best I can. We're at 190 on GameStop, getting hit right now. Question: will GameStop drop 10% in value this morning on a little dip here? And will that bring in the restricted short sale program? Are you out there trying to line up to try to get some of this? If it does that, it closed at 194, so it would have to drop to about 175, 174 to be in that 10% drop range. There are speculators out there who have loaded up on put contracts in a big way, and some of these guys might be motivated to try to find a way to get this stock to take a dip so that their put contracts will go up in value and they can cash in. Now, is that legal trading or is that illegal trading? It doesn't seem to matter with the SEC, by the way. They don't seem to do anything about it. 189.99, by the way. Bertie, hey, Theo, which chip manufacturer would you recommend? Just buy SMH. Just buy the ETF SMH. Matt Cato, super sticker. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. John Finley, thank you for becoming a member. 189.93. Will they take a run at this stock now to bring it down to 175, 174 to get the 10% restriction in there, that short sale restriction? I don't know. It's at 189. There, like I said, there are put holders with probably thousands of puts. So that would represent hundreds of thousands of shares of GameStop. And the lower they go, the richer the put contract players get. Now, there are also tens of thousands of call contracts outstanding, obviously, hoping for the stock to go the other direction. We're dealing with a big bunch of money going on each side of this market. Right now, it's 190.75. So this market will be volatile perhaps today. Don't know if it'll trade all that much, but it could be volatile back and forth. And I'm wondering, with only 1.3 million traded today, are there a bunch of buyers between 180 and 185, 175, 180, waiting for stock to come to them? They're going, yeah, you bring it to me. Come on, you go ahead and try and sell the stock to me. I'll create a nice headache for you because we'll buy everything you got. And then when it goes up to 250, you're short $50 on the stock you shorted to try to get the market down that you didn't get down. You lost your money on puts. Now you're going to lose money on the short sale. That could be going on. 190, 150 on the stock right now. Again, there are investors on both sides of this story. And I kind of caution people who are trying to short this to say, you do not know for sure whether or not Mr. Cohen will be good or bad for you. I'm thinking he'll be bad for the shorts, good for the longs. But hey, I'm just a guy in front of a computer, in front of 5,825 people watching him live right now around the world going, I hope you like the show, and I hope you don't mind me speculating on what I think might happen. But I can't make it happen. I can only tell you what I see and what I'm interpreting is happening. And let's go from there. By the way, AMC is now only down 66 cents, so it's a bit better, definitely. It was down to 11.31 this morning, right near that opening. It's now 11.84, so it's come back 50-odd cents, so not quite halfway from its loss to open today. 12 million traded, by the way. GameStop now 191.46. Over at Vector Acquisition, it's up 8 cents to 12.59. Had a very good day yesterday. Vector Acquisition. And then NavSite Holdings, 1026, kind of hanging around. Over at Gores Holdings, down 58 cents to 15.20. This stock does jump around. I will admit, it does pop. It was in the 1650 range last week. It was in the 1470 range last week. Now 1526, but we're all waiting for the mergers to be completed. Virgin Acquisition Group, 1044. Quiet today, down 2 cents, all waiting out the merger to be completed. Starboard Value, 1002. Fortress Value, 992. You can buy this thing 8 cents below the offering. And if they fail to do a vend-in, you get $10. You make 8 cents if they screw it up. So that's kind of a risk-free investment. But I think they are going to be able to do their merger, and I think you'll probably make money anyway. And so up to you though. You got to decide whether you got the chutzpah to buy Fortress Value at $9.92, knowing that you'll get $10 if they don't do the deal. Some people, that's not good enough. Oh, you can. You're offering me a guaranteed return. I want 50 cents guaranteed return. Then I'll buy into it. Okay. What do we got? Vanek Vector's down $1.70 on the computer chip ETF. Home Depot up $3 to $2.91. Boy, I was talking about this stock the last few weeks. And I remember, right here, I'm looking here on March the 5th or so, it was $2.46. And I was yelling at this camera going, it's $2.46. They just increased their dividend by 10%. It's now $2.91. There's an opportunity lost for those of you who didn't buy a Home Depot when I mentioned it. But it's all right. There's better days ahead. IBM up 23 cents to 130. I started mentioning that at 120, 119 or something. The Dow is down 52 points. It seems to be improving a little bit right now. S&P down 5 points. NASDAQ down 30. Oil down $2.30 a barrel. Microsoft up $2. Apple down 36 cents. Tesla down $2. Not a lot going on here. Bed Bath & Beyond up 3 cents. BlackBerry down 43 cents to 10.28. What else we got here? The cruise lines down again. Royal Caribbean 86.80 down $2. Royal Caribbean down 79 cents to 27.86. And Carnival down 75 cents to 26.73. They are worth much less than that fundamentally going forward. Sorry to say, but that's the truth. That's from this guy. Anyway, that's my point of view, and that's from this vantage point. Right now, the GameStop 190.48 down $4 on the day. It was as high as 201 or so. It was the high. So it's at the lower end of the range here. Now 188.56. There's an absolute battle waging regarding the potential of GameStop's stock price for the next 24, 48 hours. There are a lot of put buyers who have wagered a gazillion dollars that they think this stock is going down to at least $140 a share. I don't know if they're right. But if they get it there, they will have scored a big gain on their contracts. What could be interesting is if it hit that kind of level, would the stock then go up $100 a share? Because the reason for selling is over and everyone cashed out. I don't know. Will it even get anywhere near this level at 189 right now? It's running into a bit of a wall of buying, but only 1.5 million traded. There's not a lot of big wall of selling coming in. Well, we'll see what it wants to do. I think most folks are going to hang around until after the bell and wait and see what's being said by the company, what's going on. Anyway, I haven't seen that one. I'm Fidelity, but I know Robinhood just gave away my age, and I still have a mind of a 20-year-old, says Wally's World. Wally, I love you, buddy. I'm glad you're here. After hours and pre-market, mostly trade blocks of 1 or 2. These are the Wall Street bets apes. Oh, yeah. Did you know they own more than 100% of the float? And they aren't going to dump one share, these masses. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the small investors out there own a whole bunch of this company, and it's just not going to be offered for sale. That's what I'm thinking going on here. Let's see here. Spaceman Bruce, wouldn't it be cool if you did a virtual simulated investment? You invest 1,000 in each of your favorites, check in on your fake portfolio, see what it's grown. I haven't got time for that. I'm just going to talk about what I think's going on, and you guys, you let me know how I'm doing. You let me know how you're doing. If you followed my advisory or my stock list a while ago, you're doing well, you'll let me know. You're not doing well, you'll let me know. But I'm here for the long haul. I'm not here for a one-day flip. But anyway, what can I tell you? Thank you guys for coming by and seeing me and hanging out and making a few comments. I appreciate that. Johnny, thank you for becoming a member. This is good stuff. Thank you. Saki Bomb 171 is what Saki Bomb is saying. I'm not sure what that means. Are you looking for? I'm not sure what that means. I have no idea why you're mentioning that price, but it's okay. Morning bagels, chicken good. What do we got? $190.87 on GameStop, down $3.62. Where a vast majority of you are waiting for the close to see what the financials will be for the fourth quarter for the year end, and then we're waiting for the conference call. This is all what it's about. Oh my gosh, a conference call. Oh man, we're going to see what happens here. They've already made one announcement this morning, GameStop. They are saying goodbye to a guy named Frank Hamlin, who is a chief customer officer. I don't know what that means. I don't actually know what that job is, but they're likely to get a new chief customer officer. It'll be interesting to see where that person comes from. Is that person going to be stolen from Amazon or Chewy or eBay or other online selling type guys? I don't know. We'll see what's going on. Is 71 trigger SSR? I don't think so. It's 194 close. Take off $20. I think it's 174, 175 triggers the SSR. So I'm not sure what that number is, what that number represents. Then again, remember the low of the stock was 172 when it was trading as high as 346, and it was dropped to 172 and came back to 285. Remember that day? Maybe this 172 number is the big one. They're trying to get to 171 to try to break the back of the bounce back of the stock. I don't know. Momentum traders are all over the place. There's a lot of speculation going on. We like the stock. That's right. That's where the support line is, Bruce. There you go. You see, that's what we're talking about. Oh my God, GME. What was that comment? GME is a retail store, so customer interaction is a huge part of the business. This requires a customer care officer. Well, maybe they're getting rid of them because they're getting rid of the stores. And they're going online. I don't know. I don't know. Chief customer officer is responsible for knowing the client wants, needs, responsible for actually identifying the optimal client base. There you go. There's exactly, says Connor. All right, there we go. GameStop already has Amazon AWS CTO since February. He's on the board. He ran Twitch, competes with Steam. There's some pretty interesting people in this company already, I think. 188.55 on the stock. Let's see what is going on. Fun times. Let's see what's happening. Okay, Jonas. Hello, Bruce. GameStop reached 372 in the after hours at 1803. Dropped back instantly. Do you have any idea why? It didn't. It was a fake trade. It was a misprint. It was a computer glitch. Never happened. And sorry to get you excited, but it could be a harbinger of things to come. 187 on GameStop, down $7 now. A little bit of selling coming in. Let's see what it does. Volume only 1.7 million. Not a lot of volume here. 187.94 right now on GameStop. That's the deal. Anyway, there it is. GameStop. Stock market with Bruce. I should be drafting motions to reinstate bonds, notices of appearance, etc. That's what I should be doing right now. But you're just too darn interesting. And so I'm taken away from the work, you see. And isn't that interesting? Very, very fascinating. GameStop, how much extra cash do they have after our little jaunt? How much extra cash do they have after our little jaunt? I'm not sure what you're referring to. The GameStop, only 1.6 million volume. Yes, support Uncle Bruce. Sean, new member.
buddy, welcome in, guy or gal, welcome to the show. I have a lot of ladies joining this channel, by the way. I don't know if you noticed this, but I was at only 7% female participation on this channel about a month and a half ago. We're now approaching 10%, and I'm really proud of this. This is a big deal to me. I would like to get more ladies here because many females have investment accounts and don't know what to do, and they have nowhere to turn for advisory services or just an idea of what's happening to try to understand in plain English what's going on. More and more are finding this channel. And because we've turned this channel into a membership channel, we've eliminated, I hope, a lot of the hatred and absolute vile that was coming in here through all kinds of trolls and other kinds of hackers and stuff. Kind of hoping we've put an end to that, because if you become a member of this channel and then you start putting hate messages out, the problem is you'll get reported. And if it's crossing a legal line, the folks at YouTube and the authorities can track back that member through their donation. Because all of a sudden they're not anonymous anymore in some little basement anywhere making sneaky little comments. All of a sudden they're exposed, and that'll put an end to that. Well, so this is why we've done what we've done. And the ladies are here, and I'm really happy the gals are coming in. We have all the money. Get your money, gal. So I'm very happy that the gals are here and are finding me. Financial feminism, girl power, gals. Welcome to the show, and I'm glad you're here. This is beautiful. I'm very, 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 very happy. There are girl Seans in Canada. Laugh out loud. Love the channel. My missus is bored of my talking about stocks. Well, what can I say? There are a lot of ladies who watch me who are not bored listening to me talking about stocks, just because of how things are going on. Cav, that's an interesting perspective, but I'm still confused on how non-fungible creates a park. We like the ladies who like the stock. Lady Ape Gang. Fantastic, gals. Welcome to the show. Nelly, thanks for recommending the SMH ETF. Is there a cannabis ETF you can recommend? I do not. I do not recommend cannabis ETFs. I do not recommend cannabis stocks. The reason is because here in Canada, it's been legal now federally for 2 years plus, coming up to maybe more, maybe 4 years now that's been legal here. And it's been a tough go for public companies in this space. Even with things being legal here, we have 10 provinces or 12 provinces, territories. They all make their own rules for distribution and for retail store enactment. Each city and town controls what permits are granted for cannabis dealers, and these publicly traded companies just do not have a level playing field across the country. It's just a hodgepodge, and it costs a lot of money in legals and in health board checks and everything else just to be in the business, and the margins are just eaten up. And then you've got the other problem, and that is the provinces and the governments determine the taxation on cannabis, which ultimately leads to what the price has to be charged at the retail counter. And your local guy, whoever that local guy is you've been using for all these years before it went legal, they're competing with the retailers, and they can undercut them like that because taxes are margin, and governments are greedy, and they're looking for the big home run ball on cannabis. And a lot of cannabis public companies thought that they were going to make billions of dollars getting into this business, and they're realizing, no, it's the government that makes the billions. We get the millions, and we need to make billions to attract investors, and it's not happening. And so there have been all kinds of mergers in Canada between cannabis producers because they just can't make a go of it on their own. And so they're figuring, well, we'll just merge in with others and survive, and maybe, the power of growth that way will survive us. It just hasn't paid off in a big way. And the local dealer just runs circles around these shops because of the long-term relationships that they've had with their client base. There's just it's a unique business. Let me tell you, it's a unique business. In the alcohol business, when alcohol became legal again, the speakeasies had to shut down, and it you had to turn into a legitimate bar again. Well, the price of a beer went up. The price of alcohol has always kept going up, up, and up because governments are addicted to alcohol and cigarette sales. I mean, they want the money. And so the sin tax, they call it, they try to shame people into wanting to buy a beer, which is ridiculous. Sin taxes are a big part of government revenues. And there's always this balancing act between alcohol prices to the public versus producing your own rum illegally with a still. And in the 30s, there was this problem that there were people producing the product themselves, not prepared to pay the government price for that merchandise that could be made at 1/10 the price. And so here we are in modern day, whatever. There's this idea of growing your own product versus buying from a store. And if you're in Canada, you're allowed to grow your own. You're allowed so many plants per household if you want to do that. And this could be a problem for the producers that are publicly traded. Now, I don't know about the United States. I have no idea what's going to happen in America. I'm not sure if Biden can make this happen make it go public nationally or not. The states are definitely going this direction, obviously, but I can't speak for the U.S. So I cannot give you an ETF on this area for cannabis. Can't help you. Anyway, there you are. Andrew, bringing their price from like 5 to 200. Is this legitimate investment? So I'm being silly. The company receives money when I purchase their shares. How much? No, they don't get anything. The public companies get nothing. When you buy and sell GameStop or any stock on the open market, the public companies get zero. They get absolutely none of that money. That is transactions between buyers and sellers of existing stock or shorted stock or failure to deliver stock. Synthetic stock. In the case of GameStop, the company gets absolutely zero money from any shares changing hands at $189.20 right now. The only way the company will get money in its treasury is if it were to issue stock from its treasury and dilute the existing shareholders so that they issue maybe 5 million new shares at $200 a share if that deal were to go through. That would bring in $1 billion. That would end up in the treasury of the company, less the commissions and fees to do the deal. There's all these legals, filing fees and exchange fees and commissions to the brokerage firm. And so the brokerage, what usually the companies will do is they'll say, we're going to raise $1 billion by selling 5 million shares at $200 a share, but we'll give the broker an option to add another 350 million or 100 million more broker option, or a 50 million larger amount just for the broker as an option if they want to do that. Well, that would bring in another $50 million. And that would cover all the fees to raise the billion. So the company actually gets $1 billion in cash. The other 50 million is eaten up in fees, which is a write-off, but it means more stock issued. The stock was issued to pay for the write-off. Dilutes the company, but it puts $1 billion in the bank and lets the company to be more flexible with what they want to do. Now, if GameStop were to do an issue at $500 a share, if the shares were to rise up on a run here and they were to start issuing stock at $500 a share, well, 5 million shares would be $2.5 billion instead of $1 billion. It'd be a lot more money. If they were to issue 30 million shares at $500 a share, that's $15 billion in cash into the treasury of the company. And with 100 million outstanding, that means every single share that exists has $150 cash value to the company right there, to every shareholder. So that you'll never see the stock under 150 because its cash value is 150 a share for all stock. It could well start trading, be at 300 and above forever, for many years to come. But that has to go to 500 first. And so we'll see if that happens. Interesting, isn't it? I hope I'm not keeping you away from your jobs and your to-do lists. Thank you for hanging around here. Olivia says, never bored with this guy. Lady Ape Gang, not bored at all. Love to hear Bruce. Thank you guys for popping in. Emily, a new member. Hi, Emily, new female member to this group. Fantastic. We are adding ladies to this channel, and I am excited about this. This is really great. Thank you, all of you, for popping in and supporting this channel, Uncle Bruce, and then those of you who have been talking to me individually. Really enjoyed it. It's been really fascinating to visit with you one-on-one. And like I say, if you'd like a one-on-one session with me sometime, make sure to send me a private email. Just send it right here to brucefarmer@hotmail.com and just say, Bruce, I'd like to schedule a one-on-one. When can you fit me in? And I'll send you an email back and we'll see what we can do. I charge $400 US an hour for a 1 hour chat. And I have a feeling that within about 15, 20 minutes, you're already ahead of the game because I'll try to keep you from making mistakes and we'll see what we can do. Anyway, there you go. Thank you guys for all of your support and for being here. I may have missed this before, Bruce. What's a good price range to buy some of this VACQ, Virgin Acquisition Corp? What do you think? Or Vector Acquisition? This is Vector Acquisition, not Virgin. This is Vector Acquisition. You know what? It's right now at $12.70 a share. It did hit a high of $14.60 the other day. So getting in here, at these ranges is okay. But just wait for the deal to close. Buy the stock, put it away, and then don't worry about it until that merger is completed. They are taking over Rocket Lab. And they're going to be, and they are, Rocket Lab is a satellite launching company. And Rocket Lab is the second largest, will be the second largest publicly traded space company behind Elon Musk's company. So, and they're already successful launching satellites. They're already doing it. And they got a waiting list of customers who want to get a bunch of them up there. Geo Designer, we got a new member here. Geo, thank you for coming in here, Geo Designer. Joining the group. I appreciate this so much. Alexander says, my job is to watch Bruce. There you go. We all celebrate women getting into investments. Their brain power is highly welcomed and valuable. Get rich, ladies, and tell us more on how you did it, please. Let's see here. I think he last said 30, 50 days. I think he could mixing up SPACs. All the SPACs I've recommended so far, the 6 that I've talked about, they're all merging their own. They've all got their own deals being merged in. I'm trying to get my words out. They all announced in the last, 4, 6, 8 weeks ago that they're doing their mergers. And they're all in various times of when the mergers are completed. I do not have exact dates for any of them because that is not public information yet. So we're just waiting for the logistics to go through, all the filings, all the auditings. They have to do the name changes. They have to set up the new shareholder lists. They got to get all this figured out. All the titles of all the insiders have to all be discerned and disseminated and registered with the SEC. There's a lot of paperwork being done here on each of these SPACs. And it takes up to 90 days to do it. And they've all said they would be done their paperwork and they would be done their merger and they will trade under their new names sometime in the second quarter. We're still in the first quarter. It's March the 23rd. The second quarter starts April 1. So we have to wait till, a week and a half from now. And then we're into the second quarter. And then during the second quarter, which means April, May, or June, these should be done. I'm thinking most will be done in April. By May, for sure, they should all be done. That's what I'm thinking. But they don't listen to me. I'm not the authority here. I'm just telling you what I know. And this is the quiet window right now where you can buy these 6 SPACs where they can't speak, they can't promote, they can't do anything. They have to just keep their yap shut, let the lawyers and the auditors do what they're doing. And when it's done, and then they can talk. And then you'll hear all kinds of news. I'll bring it to you. But right now, the 6 SPACs are in a quiet zone where you can get in them right now while it's quiet and then see what happens upon the completion of this merger and the name change and everything else. So I think it's going to be rather exciting. But that's just me. ZZ Manilak, welcome to the channel as a new member. And Aaron Valentine, another lady, has joined in. Welcome, Aaron Valentine, to the group as a new member of Stock Markets with Bruce. You've joined the Uncle Bruce Club. Nice to have you here. This is fantastic. Any thoughts, Bruce, about owning GameStop and registered accounts? I have no negative thoughts. I have no positive thoughts. It all works for you as an individual. If it makes sense to you to have your assets inside your RSP or TFSA or anything else, great. No problem at all. It makes no difference to what the stock's going to do, where you have them. That's irrelevant. Jen Bruce Wally, sorry for spelling your last name wrong a few times yesterday. Just too excited, I guess. Everyone spells my last name incorrectly, and I know that feeling compels me to type this. Hey, thank you for being here, and thank you for coming around, and thank you for all your support, everybody. We're going to have fun here. Proud to be a Bagel Gang since we were less than 20,000. Gotta have my daily dose of Bruce. Cheers, everybody. Hold and buy the dips. Thank you, everybody. I've been watching you for hours every day the last month. Love your stuff, Bruce. Saying hi from Spokane, Washington. That's 2 hours, 20 minutes from here. Welcome, and thanks for popping in and being with us. This is good stuff. Are the cruise lines worth buying puts on? I'm not in the options game right now. I have a lot to learn before I get into the options. I would not buy puts on the cruise lines because I'm saying that down the road, they'll trade at half the price. But I'm not saying how far down the road that will be, because for the last 6 months, these cruise ship stocks have gone higher rather than lower, which is completely opposite what I've been saying they should be doing. But they have a mind of their own, and there are investors out there who are all giddy about buying cruise ship stocks. Cruise line shares, go ahead, knock yourself out. But the long term, at the end of the day, sooner or later, these shares all have to trade on a fundamental value. And when it's time to do the fundamentals, to really study the fundamentals of the cruise lines, you're not going to like what you see, folks. You're not going to like it. So if you're long this stuff, God bless you, and I hope you made a bunch of money. But I'm not a guy to recommend cruise ship shares to anyone right now. Nowhere. Bruce, come closer. I want to rock. Johnny Dangerously is a classic. Sister Apes love Aunt Jen and Uncle Bruce. Mary says, thanks, Bruce. John, love some Johnny. Okay. I've got, what are the 6 SPACs? I've only seen 4 of them. What are they called? Here they are right here. The first 2 are SPACs, GHVI and VGAC. And the last 4, SVAC, VFAII, VACQ, and ASH. Those are my SPACs right there. Those are the ones. The rest of them I like as well, as good long-term holds. I like them. Cav, thanks, buddy. If we're hypothetically thinking an upcoming market correction is coming up, would it be silly to think SPACs would be cheaper after the said correction? Well, even in a down market, you have winners and losers. Even in a bear market, you can have stocks hitting all-time highs. There's this fallacy out there. People think that if there's a down market coming, everything goes down and stays down and it's terrible. No, that's not how it works. In an economy that goes into a recession or a slowdown period, you still have winners and losers in the industries. You'll have some industries doing very well in a recession, others not so well, and they become evident as you notice the winners and losers on the stock market. You're going, how come these stocks are up all the time? How come these stocks are hitting 52-week highs? And you do some due diligence, and you go, oh, wow, that's why. These companies are really on a roll, or they've grown market share, or they've cut costs, or they have a new product that is hitting the market beautifully. There are companies that do very well in recessions or in bear markets environments and so on. That is how this business works. And so you've got to be where the action is. You've got to be where the winning is. And that's where you want to go with. And so sometimes you're into a momentum play. Sometimes you're into a value play. Sometimes you're into cash flow stocks. It varies. It varies all the time. GameStop right now, 190, coming back in there again. It is not really giving up ground, is it? Just not giving up the ground. Very interesting about how this is going. What Uncle Bruce video should I watch to learn anything about analyzing businesses? Well, you could go to my channel and take a look at all the videos I've made, and you'll find some on certain topics, some on other topics. There'll be more videos coming forward about these kinds of topics and others. The more you stick around, the more you'll learn. We're trying to cover everything all at the same time. Very difficult to do because there's so much to cover and so much to try and stay on top of. But thank you for coming by and hanging out. I appreciate this and enjoy watching what I've talked about. And I hope that you like what you see and you learn a little bit every day and you're just getting smarter and smarter. And at the end of the day, if I can help you not make mistakes in the market, you're ahead. You're just ahead of everybody else because we all make mistakes. Hopefully you'll make fewer of them. Larry Pitts, thank you for this donation. Appreciate it. Let's see here. What else is going on here? I don't want to speak for Bruce, says Aaron, but on Roaring Kitty's YouTube channel, he has a few videos on his style that seem very aligned with Bruce's fundamental style. Well, that's pretty cool. I've not ever talked to the Roaring Kitty. We've never chatted together. He's be more than welcome if he wants to be a guest on my show. That'd be great. I'd be more than happy to be a guest on his show. But maybe someday we'll chat privately and compare notes. I don't know. It's a big world and a small world all at the same time. So you never know. Anyway, there you go, Aaron. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Aaron, too, for being here. John, I wish my wife's car had peel paint like Johnny had. Okay. These are interesting comments. They're a bit weird, but they're interesting. A bear market can't stop true value. Got it, Coach. There you go. How are we doing on the show now? We got 2,800 thumbs ups. That's great. We have 140 thumbs down. Not so great. So we're still about not quite 20-1. If we can get to 3,000 thumbs ups right now, we could maintain this 20-1 up to down ratio. And that would be super if you guys could find a way to hit that thumbs up button, get us over 3,000. We have 5,200 people here. That means I bet you 4,000 of you have not even thought of doing a thumbs up on this show, probably because you just hate my guts. You don't like what I'm doing. You want me off the air. You'd rather I just wasn't here. I'm just laying a guilt trip on you. That's all I'm doing. I'm just begging for thumbs ups, Just please give me thumbs up. 3,000 now. Thank you. Keep them coming. Thank you. 148 down, 3,000 up. Keep those thumbs ups going. Let's crush the thumbs down ratio. I mean, let's crush it and show YouTube what we're about here. That it's more lovers than haters. How about that? Thank you, everybody, for tolerating me. I appreciate it. Folks are laughing. Peel paint and Johnny dangerously. Yeah, he is fundamental deep value investor. Just a casual mention that, I guess Roaring Kitty could come on. Wouldn't that be kind of neat? Wouldn't that be kind of neat? Wouldn't that be kind of if he came by? He would just say, hey, I'd like to appear on your show. I like what you're doing. Hey, I'm happy to talk to your peeps about game stuff. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of Bruce. It's from Johnny Dangerously. After my time, maybe. Yeah. I'm sorry. I think he won't really be talking publicly about GameStop anytime soon. I don't think so either. Probably not. I think he's got lawyers telling him to keep quiet. Let's get some thumbs ups for Uncle Bruce. He has awful educational information. Awesome educational information on his channel. Right on. Kieran, hey Bruce, is the price swings, albeit $6-7, and the low volumes indicative that there just aren't shares available out there to trade? That's part of it. Part of it is the fact that most people are waiting for tonight in the aftermarket. They're waiting for the close to hear the financials, and then they're waiting for that. They're waiting for the big meeting tonight, the conference call. It's only 2.3 million traded. This is reluctant trading. There's probably day trading going on. A lot of flipping in and out. 189.20 here, the low 187.20. That's what's going on here. Not a lot. I will say the volumes will pick up if there's an attack on the stock. If there's an out-and-out short attack, selling attack comes down, there'll be buyers who'll step in to pick up stock. They'll take the bargain off these guys' hands. Because I don't think these sellers get it. I don't think they fully appreciate what they're doing, selling down here. They think it's going back to 50. I mean, that's the mentality is that this is just a promotion deal. It's just a stock being promoted, and it's just going to lose its appeal, and people will get tired of it, and we will score in the long run. And what they're not putting any stock into it whatsoever is the fact that the company is completely evolving into a different category. And they're just going, yeah, but that's down the road. I'm not worried about that today. Okay, that's all right. But I have a feeling that people who are buying this stock today, they're prepared to wait for 2 years to say, yeah, but I'm happy to wait this out. Because I know that when this is happening a year from now, 6 months from now, 8 months from now, 10 years, 10 months, 12 months, 18 months, 17 months, this stock's going to be a lot higher than 189.09. It's going to be. So I'll buy it here. Yeah, I'll pick it off. Thank you. I'm happy to take an entry point. Instead of buying last week at the 210 range, I'll buy it here at 189. It's great. This is a dip. I'll take the dip. Thank you. Yeah, sure. You want to give me an entry point? I'll take an entry point. Thank you. We'll see. 189.52 is where we are right now. Let's see what's going here. Bruce, if you're a company and a bunch of apes crashed the servers tonight for your earnings call, what would you do? Well, I think they've hired an entity to handle the conference call that I think have measures in place to handle just that. But far be it from me to tell you how it's going to work. I'm the last guy who would tell you. I have no idea. But I suspect they've got contingency plans to more than likely handle it. But however, I guess, if the company were to be attacked like that, that's telling me the shares will go even higher. Because if the desperados don't want the company to speak, that's telling me the desperados are really desperate. They don't want the company to talk because they're nervous about how high the shares could go. That's how I view it. But then I'm old school. What do I know? Anyway. Alex Baker, I've learned more about business than all my general electives in college combined. Smash the thumbs up for Bruce people. Thank you guys for these kind words and messages. Appreciate it. Let's see here. I always give you thumbs ups. I'm still working on my taxes. I hate taxis. Oscar's laughing. I learned more from Bruce than about business. Bruce, your Friday night movie crew gonna give it to you. I don't know what that means. My partner gets too anxious about aggressive investing bets, so I hang out here. Wouldn't that be so special? Good morning, Bruce. Good morning. She's all in on her smarter and safer bets. Colin D, once you're hooked, why get off the ride? What else is going on here? Jane Doe, don't the haters have anything better to do than get on your channel and give a thumbs down? No, they don't. They're looking for a place to vent their anger. And if they have shares that are going down in value, they blame me for that. Hang on, listen. I've got to adjust my chair here because being 4'8" tall, sometimes my pillows shift on me, and being such a short guy like Danny DeVito, I've got to keep adjusting my seat. So don't mind me. 4'8" Uncle Bruce. Ouch! Just looked at AMC. It's straight sell walls. 11.53 is the stock price right now. Down 96 cents. It got as high as 11.93. Now 11.54. Low of the day 11.31, and it's not looking good, is it? No, it's not looking good. What can I tell you here? It was Bruce. Was that a glitch? That was a glitch at 372. What are your thoughts about stocks with zero public float? There are shares out there with a very small float. A lot of public companies, companies going public now only go with a 15% of the company in public hands, and maybe only a third of that can possibly trade because 2/3 is held by institutions for long-term investing. Very thin traded companies out there, many. That's kind of where I'm at. Bought a bunch of October call contracts for several of the SPACs just for fun. I think you're going to have a lot of fun there. When Uncle Bruce gets thumbs ups, GameStop goes up. Well, 189.75 is where we're at. Bruce's mood moves with the stock price. I'm ready for a good laugh again tonight, my favorite uncle. Oscar, GameStop to the moon. Now, Bill, they're too bitter about their own lives and can't stand to see others actually trying to make some moves and see something through. Well, you get people who get caught in the hype, and they buy into the hype, and the stock does well for a while, and they're doing great. And then they're over leveraged with margin and who knows what, with options and out of the money contracts, and they're trying to catch the big score. And then they see a guy like me talk about something so sinister like fundamentals, and they don't like it. They want the dream. They want the moon story. That's all they want to hear. They don't want to hear anything else, because if you talk about anything but that, you're against me. You're a trader. You're a shill. You're obviously part of the hedge fund business. You got to be on the other side if you're not talking in a way that makes the stock look like it's going to go to the moon. Then there's something wrong there, and that's what happens. And that's why I suspect maybe some of the other YouTubers out there are being very careful how they say what they're saying, because they don't want to upset their viewership that has become very emotional and very vocal and very agitated if the shares don't do what they're supposed to do. And I know that if GameStop were to go back to $50 a share for whatever reason it is, there will be haters who will say to me, "You told me it was going to go to the moon," and I'm going, I would like it to go to the moon, but I can't make it do anything. I can only tell you what I see in plain English because that's my shtick. But some folks don't hear that. They only hear what they want to hear, and that is whenever he says the stock looks good, that's what they want to hear. When he says the stock doesn't look so good right now, they don't want to hear that. That's not. I didn't come to this channel to hear that. I know you're talking about the markets in plain English, but I didn't come here to hear the plain English about that. I came here to hear plain English about how great it is. And so this is what you get. And so we're at 189.87 on the stock, and that's where it's at. We've now got 3,400 thumbs ups and 161 thumbs downs. And there's the ratio of about 21 to 1 right now. And I keep begging for thumbs ups. Keep them coming in, kids. Don't forget about those. And hopefully we can make this ratio 25 to 1 or 30 to 1 or even better. But, there are certain people out there who are upset. They don't want to hear the wrong kind of talk. What can I say? It is what it is. It is the world in which we live. AMC, 1150, down 99 cents today. That's where AMC is. Sorry about that, folks. I'm not sure if you're doing well or not, but that's where it is right now. And we'll stay on this market. GameStop 189, the Dow down 28. S&P has now turned positive, 0.84. It turned it around. And NASDAQ only down 20. So not a bad day today at all. This is nothing terrible at all. It's very flat today. The markets are holding a lot of these gains they've made lately. The Dow is very close to an all-time high. So is S&P. NASDAQ about 4 or 5% away from an all-time high, which is kind of good. But there is always turnover, and that's what we've got right now. Stock Markets with Bruce, what are your plans for GameStop call? For the GameStop call, are you going to commit to comment live? Yes, I will be on the air during the conference call tonight. I will not get off the air when I start this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern. When I start 1 hour before the close, I'll stay on the air because at the end of the day, we get the financials and then we get the conference call at 5 Eastern. If they start on time, doesn't matter. I'll be here the whole time and we'll be watching the aftermarket trading to see how that goes. I'm assuming the stock will be allowed to trade in the aftermarket. I'm not guaranteeing it, but I'm assuming. And I'll try to interpret what the management is saying. That's what I'll do. I'll have that conference call on a device, probably on my big ass iPad over here or my phone. And I'll be following that there while I'm talking to you here. And yeah, I'll be following it. I'll be watching for media reaction to see what people are saying. And we'll see what happens. So Sasha, thank you for becoming a member of this channel. I see that banner right there. This is absolutely fabulous. Another new member has come into the family. I love this. Thank you so much. We got a bunch of new members. Oh my gosh, they're coming in here like crazy. This is incredible. Sasha's a new member. Then we now have Johnny Supertramp is here. Hey Johnny, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show and becoming a member here. And then we have Philip, who's come in here. Philip Krasuski. Thank you, Philip. Okay. PK is in the house. That's easy for me to say. And then we have Dodging Donkeys. You mentioned fundamentals and e-commerce. Please explain how fundamentally GameStop can take market share from Steam. I've talked about this a billion times already, but stick around and you'll hear me talk about it again. But I'm not taking an hour right now to do that. We have gone over this a zillion times, and I'm excited about the company's prospects. But I don't know if they have to take business from anybody. I don't know if that's even the case. I suspect that they're going to just grow naturally with the 10-15% growth of the market. The gaming market is just growing naturally. Remember, gamers started gaming in the 80s and the 90s, and they were 15 years old, 14, 13, 12, 17. They're now in their 40s. Gamers, they're still gaming, but they can now afford the nice headphones for their birthday. They're given accessories or a gift card for $100 to go to GameStop. These are gamers that now are in a higher demographic than when they started gaming. This business is growing in that natural way. And every child born today on the planet is likely going to be a gamer by age 6 going forward. That's just the way it is. How many kids do you know that are aged 6 to 16 that are gamers? How many? How many parents try to control their kids and keep them calmed down by letting them play on the video games for a while? I mean, and they're just sitting there and they're quiet. And the mom and dad can talk to each other and have a civil conversation. How many people are using the gaming systems as a babysitting unit? Gazillions. How many teenage guys and girls are in their bedrooms when they hit 13, 14 and don't want to hang out with mom and dad because they're playing games in their bedrooms now? They don't want to be interrupted. Tell me, how many? And at Christmas time and birthday time, grandma and grandpa, what do they ask mom and dad? What does the kid want? Just one thing. They want one thing. They want more for their gaming activity. That's what they want. The fancy chair. They want the headphones. They want the switchers, whatever they want. They want the accessories. They want the latest game. They want this. They want that. That's what they want, grandma, grandpa. And grandma, grandpa send them $100. Here you go. I don't know what to buy this kid. Here's a gift card to GameStop or online. It's going to happen where mama's going to say to grandma, for the kids, for Christmas, give them an electronic gift card on the GameStop website, because GameStop now has gone digital and they can go nuts there. And guess what happens? Christmas Day, the kids are playing with their phones, ordering stuff from GameStop because they got all this money given to them from grandma and Uncle Joe and their older brother and dad and whatever. They got hundreds of dollars to spend on the GameStop site to buy more stuff to keep the gaming going even further. This is where this business is going. Does GameStop need to take out competition? Not really. They can just grow internally. That's where I think most of their growth is coming from. This is a growing business, a big growing business. But then again, what do I know? I'm just an old boomer, I'm an old fart, I don't know anything. No, he doesn't know. He says he knows. He tries to know. What can I say? When you're charging kids $10 to buy 35th Fortnite skin, that's a good deal. There you go. Oh man. Jennifer, when you know one of your positions is a loser, when and how do you decide when to cut your losses? The very first trade I made was buying AMC at 17. Obviously didn't know what I was doing. Well, I don't know what to say. It's not looking good right now, but I don't know. I mean, I didn't like it when it couldn't break $14 on Friday. Couldn't get over 14. It tried to go over 14. 25 times in 3-4 hours. It couldn't do it. There was a wall of stock there that the stock could not penetrate that wall. It's now down to 270 from there. Man, oh man, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Buds are, hey Bruce, with the rising interest of bonds and the threat of inflation as well as meme stocks being covered, do you think we could crash the market? No, we're not going to crash the market. The market is cash rich and you don't have enough. You can't stop it. No, this market is not going to be crashed. 185 on GameStop. We are approaching the low of the day again, down 919. And I've speculated today, this stock could have wild gyrations today. The pre-financial pressure on this stock could be dramatic from those who are convinced that this brick and mortar company will go out of business. There's that line of thinking out there. And they believe, no matter what you believe about the future of the company, they believe it's from the future is the past is bad, and the financials will prove it, and this company is doomed. That is the big picture from the shorters. And then there are the long players going, oh yeah, We think that this company is evolving into a different corporation entirely, and the heads that are rolling right now, the people that are being excused from future participants, and the new blood coming in proves the direction that this company is going and where this company is headed. And I'm going to stick around for the new management to do what they're doing. And that's the Titanic struggle going on, kids. There's these icebergs, and there's the ship, and then there's the water. And now the question is, what happens to the passengers? Some are jumping, some are going to be rescued, some are getting out, others are sticking around. Is this a Titanic, or is this something different? Because I don't think it's a Titanic. I don't think this company is old school. I don't think it's a blockbuster. That's where I'm coming from. Let's see what's going on. Well, fun times. Fun times at the OK Corral is what's happening here. Thank you, all of you, for coming around here and sticking around with Uncle Bruce. Quite excited about the future. And I think I like what we see. East Inflection. How is Chipotle up over 1,400 a share? I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know how that works. Hey, Bruce, with the rising rates and everything. No, I already talked about that. Stock markets with Bruce. A 6-year-old kid has 30-year-old gaming parents and a 55-year-old gaming grandparents, Gen X and under, all playing. There you go. There you go. That's right. That right there. That right there is. Sal, you mentioned that, and I say that the guy in charge of GameStop's transformation is about 34, 35 years old. What does that tell you? That he's a director of the company with 2 other directors from Chewy. Get it? Yeah. We don't have 80-year-old managers running this company. We don't have that. We have very young people handling this company going forward now, who are right in this wheelhouse. He's got kids. What are they? 6, 8, 10 years old? Gamers. Hello. Yeah. If he's involved with this company the next 10, 15 years, yeah, you're getting it. You're getting it. I hope you guys are getting this. You're figuring it out that the management of this company are exactly the demographic that this company caters to. They know exactly what the company has to do. Bruce, how are they systematically working to strike the price of GameStop down exactly to where they want it to reach? They're not systematically. They're just, the stock is just trading where it is, and it's going back and forth. And there's a battle between longs and shorts. The Empire and the Resistance. That's what can I say? There's the Darth Vaders, and then there's the Luke Skywalkers, and back and forth goes the battle. And you get part 1, and then part 2, and then part 3. And eventually, Luke saves the day. But we'll see. Ivan, appreciate all you do, Uncle Bruce. Did I miss bagel time? Not yet. Haven't had bagel time yet. Waiting for Jen to rustle up. She'll be up in a while. Yes, this one right here. GameStop has a partnership with Microsoft. It's a multi-year deal. Yeah, that's right. GameStop gets paid by Microsoft for online transactions that they're doing. And I don't know the details of this deal. No one does. But this kind of raised the odd eyebrow about 6 months ago or 5 months ago when we heard about it. And I think this relationship could go much, much deeper. But no one at CNBC will talk about it. 183 on the stock right now, near the low of the day, down $10. It needs to be off about $19 to become put on the short sale restriction list. That's what we need. That would screw up short sellers the rest of the day, today and tomorrow. If it can drop that far. Don't know if it will, but it's down 1092. This is the low of the day right here. Is this the dip of dips? We'll see. 183.64 down 5.5%. And the street has been wagering through options contracts that the stock could either go as much as down 30% today or up 30% today or anywhere in between that today. Well, 140 to 260. Tell me where the stock's going to be today, between 140 and $260 a share. That's where the stock could be today. You tell me where it's going to trade exactly at every moment of the day as we watch this going on. I have no idea. Right now it's down 10.50 a share. That's all. That's 5% drop. That's it. Volume today, 2.7 million. Absolutely nothing. People are waiting for the financials. They're waiting, and then for the management to speak. Oh my God. Fun times. Microsoft is rumored to be buying Discord for $10 billion, I'm told. Microsoft's expanding out, moving into various areas. What will the relationship between Microsoft and GameStop be down the road as GameStop goes completely e-commerce? How does this work? This could be most interesting. Anyway, we'll see it. Steve is saying that the SSR number has to be 175.04 a share. So if it drops about another 9-ish, something, $10 from here, it'll be in that range. It's at 184.23, down 10.26, 5.28%. But 175.04, Steve figures, is the magic number for the short sale restriction list to be breached. That's the number, and that will take the stock off the short sale board, where you can just hit it at any price you want to hit it at. That changes things dramatically. But right now, 184.25 has not given up the ground needed. It was as low as 182.79, but has not hit hit that 175 level. And so here we are. We're watching. I'm kind of wondering, should I have my bagel just as it drops down there? Start eating my bagel around that 10% level and then watch it go the other way? I don't know. Will that happen? I don't even know. Remember, there are a ton of speculators who came into this market the last couple of days, and they've been buying put contracts on GameStop, expecting and betting that the stock would go down in value. If it goes down significantly, these put contracts will rise in value dramatically, scoring a big touchdown for the put buyers. The question is, will the stock drop enough to make this put bet a big payoff or not? And I don't know how low the stock has got to go, but the street is saying that the indications are that options players, whether they're short through puts or long through calls, are guesstimating that the volatility of the stock could be as much as 30% down or up today and tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. That's what is being speculated all over the place, to quote Tom Hanks. Speculated all over the place. And that's what we're watching right now to see if that is truly going to happen. Sedefin, is that a buy currently losing? Is that a buy currently losing $1,800? I don't know what that even means. Glenn, the SSR isn't at the end all. They just can still short ETFs. Hoping to get on the SSR list is just hoping for a 10% lift. That's right. It's just a 10% dip that people are wondering about, whether that will limit shorting of the stock directly on the New York Stock Exchange for the rest of the day today and all day tomorrow. But it hasn't dropped that level to that level. It was at 182 or so. It's now 186, shooting for 187. It's bounced back $4 or $5 here. Has not dropped enough to be put on that list. There could be a scenario here where there's so much buying interest at these lower levels that the sellers can't drop the stock. They can't seem to get it to drop, but they keep attacking it to try another run at it. I guess maybe that's what they're doing. 3.1 million shares traded now at 185.88 last trade, down 861. That's where we are. And that's what we're watching. AMC 11.17 a share. We're approaching the low of the day. We may have just hit it a few minutes ago. 11.01 might have been the low trade of the day on AMC so far. 11.16 right now, down $1.33. A very bad day again, followed by having had a day yesterday that wasn't very good either. So not good on AMC. GameStop down $8.99, 185.50 right now on the stock. Volume a light 3.18 million shares. Very quiet trading. Very quiet. We're all waiting for those financials. It might be a 2-bagel day, someone is saying today. I just speculated all over the place. I'd rather have a 10% rise. Me too. We might get one today. You never know. And then a 20% rise. Me too. We might get one today too. And then 40%. Maybe we get that today too. I don't know if we get that today, but well, I'd like to see that, sure. Wally's World, Cav, unless you're Ryan Cohen, Larry Chang, Raul Fernandez, all back in GameStop and good people, I can't say it loud enough. Look into them. Raul came from nothing. He is DC's $150 billion man. There's some serious money behind these guys who are running GameStop. There really is. I was talking about GameStop. It's down so much. Well, it's down to $8.26 a share. It's not really that bad. But anyway, tell us more about the GameStop documentary movie. Any updates? There's no storyline without the Bagel Gang. No, I have no news on what's happening here. I hope to have news by the end of the week. I hope to hear more potential news. I know that there's been a deal signed for a 3-part documentary series about GameStop on Netflix. I've heard that. I'm aware of that, but that's all I know. And that's at this point. That's all I know. We're gonna see what's going on here going forward. Anyway, let's go. What's happening here? I read there's a 2,200 share buy order at 180 a share. That's nothing. That sounds impressive, but that's not a lot of money. When you trade over a couple of million shares a day, 2,000 shares, you know. But still, there's buy orders. I'm sure there's a lot of buy orders. 186 now. 186 on GameStop at this moment in time, down 849. Okay. Let's see what else is going on here. Did you hear that RC called an individual who's having a bad customer service from GameStop to personally apologize and get it sorted out? I've heard this rumor. I don't know if it's real, but I've heard this rumor that Ryan Cohen personally called a customer to find out what's wrong. I've heard. I don't know if that's true, but I've heard it. We'll see what's going on here. Anyway, a lot of people talking AMC here. A lot of people. All stocks just dipped with NASDAQ. I suggest having the NASDAQ open with all other price action windows. They're all following a similar pattern with the volume is low. Well, NASDAQ is down 44 points. Nothing to worry about here. S&P down 9.5, Dow down 116. The markets aren't even down a half a percentage point. There's nothing to worry about here. Oil is down 4.25% though. Oil is off to 58.93, down 263 a barrel. That's what's going on. He knows how to kill him with kindness. That's what he knows. SPAC, a Starboard Value and Zyxtra, third largest data center co-location and disaster recovery services. Key partner with NVIDIA and Luminant, only 1001 right now, 1/6 warrant as well. Yeah, SPAC. It's one of my 6 that I like. Thank you, Bruce. I got out of AMC yesterday from a $7.70 share, a $7.77 buy-in. I got out yesterday and cashed out. Way to go, Wally. 3.8 million volume is a testament that all of those single shareholders are holding. Just like yesterday, I'm not worried one bit. Blind faith until you figure out that they have been involved since early 2020. Yeah, the small investors are not being shaken out of the stock. It's just not apparent. 184.89 right now on 3.2 million shares. Not a lot going on. I think Jen is up. Yes, Jen is alive. Fantastic. Very, very good. Hi, Jen.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm starving. Dying here. The stock is down 924 to 185 because the financials come out tonight, but it's only trading 3 million shares. Very quiet.
I saw that they're, what do they call him? Customer overall.
Yeah.
Appreciation
The
person.
chief customer officer
There you go.
has left the company. He's transitioning out by the end of the month.
Yes.
But he's leaving on good terms. He's not being fired. It's like
Yes,
a
it
good
sounds
term
like
thing.
It's just a
kinda like-
change in management.
It's just a change in
That's
management.
what happens.
We're going to move on to other areas. So there you have it. Yeah.
Okay, so what's it going to be?
I'm thinking a sesame seed bagel with grape jelly.
We're going classic today.
Going classic. We're going old school today.
Old school.
Old school bagel with the
Old
grape
school
jelly.
to see if old school fundamentals count.
Yeah, that's right. Old school to see if old school fundamentals count. Exactly. Everyone's excited. It's bagel time. Bruce gets the bagel. Jen gets the tendies. There you go. The lower GameStop goes, the tighter the grip people will have, especially those who bought it over at 300. Here we go. Good morning, Jen. Jen, Bruce needs fuel. Do us a solid, please. People are exciting. Classic bagel classic. Here we go. Old school grape jelly boost. I like it. Bruce, I hope you get to eat something other than bagels on the weekends. Haha, poor guy's menu is so limited now thanks to us. Hey, thank you, Mrs. Jen. Nick, Olivia, with you on that, holding back comments. It's bagel time. Love Jen. Bagel. Jen, what color Tesla would you like? Tesla, buy the dip. Bagel. Hello, Jen. Is grape jelly the same as grape jam? No, grape jelly is much thinner. Jam is much thicker, much more sugary. I like that lighter feel of the jelly. Yeah, I like the jelly.
It's all about the fruit.
It's all about the fruit. Bagel time. Awesomeness of Jen. FYI, Bruce, we can hear Jen just fine when she's in the room. It's bagel time. Nick, this is the way. I just feel bad for AMC bag holders. John, the Ryan Cohen story is true. I also had a bad experience, and he personally visited me in my house and let me drink from his teeth. Oh, John, they can still get in on this and make something back. Bill, Bruce, you have opened my eyes to more information about the stock market than any book ever has. 185.90 on GameStop right now, down 859. The Dow down 81, S&P down 6 points, NASDAQ down 34. Snooze fest over there. Not a lot going on. John, they're laughing at John's comment. DQ, Rock, Bagel, Rock. Did you see the new emojis? There's new emojis available today. We have the knee emoji from yesterday, knee, but we now have I'm a cat, I'm not a cat. Check out the new emojis. You can use them all you want. We now have 3,700 thumbs ups today. We've now got 5,600 people watching the show and 3,700 thumbs ups. And I'm going to bet you that 4,000 of those people have not done a thumbs up. They've just kind of come around, and they could possibly, maybe if they find it in their hearts, they could hit a thumbs up for this show. That would be really cool. We have 177 thumbs downs right now. So we're over the 20-to-1 ratio between good and evil. The Empire has 178 thumbs downs. The Alliance, the good guys, Han Solo and Chewie, and those of us, we're at 3,900 on the thumbs ups right now. No, 180 down, 3,900 up. It's about a 21-22 ratio to 1. And boy, we're almost at 4,000 thumbs ups here. We're almost there. We're just so close to 4,000 thumbs ups. But we got to get going, guys. We got to get up to 5,000 thumbs ups here. We got to show YouTube that the battle between good and evil is not even a close one. And I thank you so much for this. 4,000. There we are, 4,000. And the knee logos are showing up. Bagel time, dollar signs. I'm a cat. I'm not a cat. Everyone's hitting the emojis right now on this channel. You're getting more emojis almost every day that you can go after. Stock is 186.49 on GameStop, coming up again. Thank you, all of you, for being here and participating with these emojis. We got more emojis than any other channel, I think, going on right now. It's just insanity. It's just an emoji central going on here. Everywhere. Thumbs ups. Love it, guys. 186.30 on the GameStop. And down 819. That's it. Just not really dropping that much right now. Anyway, there you have it, guys. Thank you for being here. This is tremendous. Where do we go? Dollar, diamond, chart, gorilla, smile, bagel, rock, cheers, shades, ape, thumbs, knee, cat, no cat. Knee. There. I just sold all my AMC because of the 177 thumbs down. If they're going to give Bruce thumbs downs, I'm selling my AMC. That's it. I'm out of here. I'm moving on. I don't want to be part of the hate. I can't. What can I say? Oh man. I'm not saying sell it. I'm just saying people are telling me they're selling it. But it's 11:27. It's not looking good today. Didn't look good yesterday. It didn't look good Friday, did it? Gosh, it couldn't get over 14. Couldn't do it. It just ran into a wall, and now it's off from there. Gosh, 1180, 1126 a share, down 122. Sorry to see this. 28 million traded so far on AMC. GameStop down 895 to 185.54. And that's down about 4.6% on a volume of 3.3 million. Not a lot of volume there, but it is what it is. Justin, we are the traders who say, nee. That's right. We are the traders that say, nee. Blair, Bruce, nee. We're having fun here. Discount day. What can I say? You did tell them about AMC. They didn't like it, but you said what you thought was best. I did. I'm trying. And a GameStop. GameStop looks good to you. Well, it's 184.78 down 5%. AMC is off. What is it today? 12% today, 15% yesterday. Yikes! But look, I like the corporate story on GameStop. I do. Not a fan of the corporate story of AMC. I'm afraid there's issues there. They're going to double their allocation of stock outstanding from 500 million to 1 billion shares of AMC. AMC will have 1 billion authorized capital. There's only one reason they're doing that. The bankers are making them do it. They owe $6 billion to their bankers, and their bankers might be saying to them, there will be a time where we will tell you you're going to need to issue 100 million shares, and you're going to need to bring in $1 billion or so, and you're going to pay off a bond and get down to a $5 billion debt level. Then there'll come a time that we'll tell you to do it again, and you'll bring in another 500 million, 700 million, pay off some more debts and get your debts down. The bad news is by the time they get the debts lower, they might be at 700-800 million shares outstanding. That's the bad news for AMC shareholders. Too many shares outstanding. There was only 107 million outstanding last year. They're now at almost 400 million now. They might be going to 700-800 million this year. It's not good. Kevin O'Connor became a YouTube member. Thank you, Kevin, for joining. This is not good. I'm just telling you, if you dilute the company that much, this is a problem. And remember, a year ago, for the company to make $1 a share, they had to earn $100 million after tax. They're now at 400 million outstanding. That means to earn $1 a share, they have to make 400 million after tax. They go to 800 million outstanding, they have to make 800 million after tax to earn $1 a share. This is becoming unattainable. They've never made that kind of money ever in any 1 year. They've never made that kind of money. They can't sell a theater seat for $50 a seat and sell out the theater. That's not gonna happen. It's up against other players, Regal and others. It's a tough business right now. And with the I think there are 27 states in the United States right now starting to report higher case numbers. 27 are now having higher COVID case numbers show up. This number is not reversing. This could mean the possibility that certain places in the U.S. will shut down restaurants, movie theaters, gyms, all over again. Again. And that's bad news for GameStop. GameStop. It's bad news for AMC. For GameStop, that means people will stay at home and play games, not go out to the theater. It's the opposite. Is what I'm trying to get at. It's people will stay home and not go out because they can't go out and see a show. So they'll stay home and play a movie, or they'll play a movie, or they'll play a game, or whatever they're going to do. That's to GameStop's upside and AMC's downside. I'm just saying. I don't want this to happen, but it could. It could happen. AMC down $1.36 to $11.13 a share. Yikes. I don't know. 186.15 on GameStop right now. Well, Ray, thank you for this donation. Seems ETFs have rebalanced. If true, hedge funds can no longer reset their failure deliver dates, must cover for after 5 consecutive days at T+13. Any thought or opinion if true? If that is true, my thoughts are good and my opinion is good for shareholders. That could be very interesting on the forced buy-ins of GameStop. Jack Inthraj has become a member, and welcome to the channel, man. Thank you for joining. I actually bought 3 more GameStop. Don't tell my husband I love your channel, Bruce. I won't say anything, Sarah. It's your secret and my secret that you bought 3 more shares. No one knows, because he doesn't watch, does he? Oh, he does? Oh, shoot. Oh, look what's coming here. We got a sesame seed bagel with grape jelly on top. Oh, yeah,
I got
baby.
carried away with grape jelly. It's kind of hanging over the edge, so
It's hanging.
it's hanging. There you go.
Thank you, Jen, so much for this. I appreciate this. Girl power. We got more women joining the channel.
Absolutely.
I was looking at the analytics this morning, and
Women are going to rule the world, honey.
they already do. Back in February, we were at 7% female participation.
Yeah.
This morning, in the last 7 days, 9%.
See?
That is 30% increase from 7% to 9%. This is big. It's coming. It's coming on.
That's
so
right.
more
By the
gals.
year 2030 in Canada, 68% of the assets will be female held.
How about that?
Get used to it.
Well,
We're better at this.
in our family, in my family in particular, my mother, by the way, Kevin, thanks for joining. My mother outlived my father, and so she held all the assets of the family, right?
That's right.
This is not uncommon in most families. Moms outlive dads. That's part of the
But
deal.
we're also going to have assets because we got them on our own, not become some man gave it to us.
That's true too. Although there are some trophy wives,
There are.
but there are also trophy husbands.
Yes, there
And
are.
I'm a trophy husband because I'm younger than Jen. I'm the trophy
Just a
husband.
little bit.
Just tell you. So how about that? So yeah, I'm the trophy husband.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well that's
well,
pretty
enjoy
cool.
your bagel.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye everybody from Jen.
Curling playoffs round.
Curling playoffs today for mixed
Starting to round. Yeah.
for mixed doubles.
Yeah.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's exciting. Get into it. Getting into the bagel game. Getting into the curling game. Oh man. Time to feed a cat. Okay, very good. Hi everybody. Bagel time. Thank you. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Uncle Bruce is hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome everybody. 185.69 on GameStop. Let's call it 185.50. Let's see what it can do. I'm having a bagel. Time for GameStop to go up. I mean, after all, that's what I'm saying. The Dow down 72. S&P down 2 points. NASDAQ down 14. Very quiet day today. Fantastic. Let's see here. Sarah, thank you for this donation. I actually bought 3 more shares. Thank you for that. All of you, thank you for being here. We love Jen. Entry price $184.99. There you go. $186.15 is where I see it now. Bagel. Thank you, Jen. Time to have some cheese. Mary is saying, hey, let's go. Love it. Go, Jen. We like the Jen. Yay, Jen. Bagels, blunts and bagels. Told you, Jen, more women coming in. Thanks, T. Just got my bagel too. Oh yeah, girl power. Uncle Bruce is the shizzle, keeping my mind on my money and my money on my mind. Snoop Dogg is saying he's the schnizzle. Thank you, Snoop Dogg. Appreciate that. Welcome to the show, and I hope you're the real guy. Thank you, Kat. Oh, bagel, baby. Oh yeah. Tell them. Hey, tell them. Good morning, Auntie Jen. We love Jen. Yeah, I'll be covering him. I'm going to be on here for another 30 minutes or so. Then I'll be back this afternoon at 3 o'clock, 1 hour before close. We'll get the financials right after the bell, probably 5-10 minutes. I'll be on the air for that, of course. And then I'm usually on the air for first hour in the aftermarket, but I'll be on longer because after that first hour, the conference call starts. I'll cover the conference call. I'll have it on another device here. And I'll be listening and watching it and then giving you the play-by-play from here. And we'll be watching the aftermarket trading, and I'll look for the media coverage out there about what's going on. I'll report to you what's going on as best I can. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Michael, who knows? I don't know. Oh, man. Women run the family. I'm laughing. Come on, Screen Gen. Uncle Bruce, have you ever tried the bagels with cheese melted on top of? Oh, yeah, I have. I love having I've had a bagel where I put slices of real cheddar cheese on it. Like I toast the bagel up, butter it up, put the cheese on it, then put it in the microwave and then melt it into the bagel. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're there. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Thank you, everybody, for your kind words. Oh, man. Managed to get some VACQ since free trade has added it. Right on. Right now, we're at, on GameStop, we're at 187.65. AMC 1122, VACQ 1231, down 20 cents. It's a bargain today. Wow. $187.65. I think we're going up. So weird. I love it. Laughing out loud. Bye, Jen. Curling is the bomb. Thank you, Jen. Bagel time. Jen is good as gold is gone. You guys have such a genuine, nice relationship. Always makes me smile. We have fun here. Jen's the only asset Bruce needs. There you go. Bagel. No cat. Bagel. Jen would rather watch rocks. She's so awesome. She'd rather watch guys and girls with brooms and rocks. And then she likes yelling at the TV when they yell at the rocks. She yells at the TV. $187.65. Go. Oh, JJ. Sounds good. Best lesson I learned from Bruce is when Jen said you make money when you buy, not when you sell. That's right. Take care, Jen. GameStop could do a verified gamer collaboration with Valve. Same idea as Linus has. Goal is to validate that GPU's buyer is a gamer and not 100% crypto miner. Validation via Steam accounts age. I have no idea what most of that means, but it sounds impressive. Reverse bagel spike. How long have you and Jen been married? We got together in 76. We're from 76. Yep, that's when we met, and we moved in together about 6 weeks after we met. We've been living together, been together ever since. And 76. Wow. Yeah. Well, and we've seen a lot of couples come and go. Yep. Man. 187.65, only down 684. True. They know. Big brother. They're watching. Let's see here. Diamond. Sold my AMC when I was up to 14. Bought some VJC. Thanks for the typical Bruce. Kevin O'Connor. Bagel time. This is a premium content. I joined right here. I don't even have stocks. I think we're about 187, 187.39, down $7. Band Apart has become a member. Welcome to the membership group. Thank you for coming in here. This is great. Who else is here? We're trying to keep up on all this comments coming through here. Oh, man, so many of you here. Thank you, all of you, for being here today and hanging in here with us. BDVG Acquisition Corp 2 listed today. Unit with 1/5 of warrant trading now at 10. Get in now for add a warrant or wait for a merger. Get comments. You don't do anything. You got to wait for this company to announce the deal. I got to wait for the deal. Once I know the deal, then we'll see. 188 on GameStop. We're up again. We're up. Does anyone notice that they do notice? GameStop goes up when Bruce eats a bagel. Not always, but 188.81. Yeah, 189 right now. 189. Woohoo! $189. Go GameStop. Go, baby. Okay. I think it's salted. I don't think so. Sal, have you figured out if you can live stream the call? I'm going to have the call on a device, a separate device. So I'll be live with you here. And right over here, my big ass iPad will probably be live streaming the show, the call. And then I can comment on it from back and forth. 190 on GameStop. 190 just popped up. Let's see what's happening here. David, Bruce, do you think the probability of GameStop announcing a stock split tonight or this week, if so happens, what would happen if they do it? I don't know if they will. I don't know if the stock's high enough to really do that. I'm just waiting for a lot of clarification as to what is going to happen with this company, what's already been going on. And I'm really excited about this. Really excited about the prospects of this company's future, because that's what we're waiting for. Bruce, I believe you when you say you're 4'8". You got the swagger of a 4'8" guy. Yeah, you think I'm a 4'8" guy? I mean, don't I look 4'8" to you? It's like Danny DeVito size, don't you think? Yeah, you know. Apple announces their new product, a big ass iPad. Exactly. Good comment here. We're going to expect some volume. We could very well expect some volume. This is going to be interesting to watch. Four-foot high iPad. Bruce, are you at least 6 feet tall? Please just tell. No, I'm 4'8". I mean, people have been speculating my height now. I mean, there's a real strong movement out there. People have been putting out these alternative facts saying that I'm 4'8". You got to believe them. I mean, these are people's opinions that they think I'm 4'8". You can't just poo-poo people like that. What's the difference between issuing more stock and splitting? Oh, there's a difference. Huge difference. This bagel's done. Stock went up. 188.81. 189. 189.42. Hit 190 while I was chewing on the bagel. You gotta love that. You gotta love it. I'm so excited. I'm going to show off some fireworks. That's how excited I am. This is so good. So good. There we go. Woohoo! You gotta love that. Have you seen the new poster that I'm featured in? The new movie coming up? Check this out. Check this out right here. See if I can just hide this comment for just a moment. Sorry. There we are. And okay, I got to get rid of that comment. That's what I'm doing. Hang on. There we go. Look at that. Look at that poster. I mean, can you find me in there? Can you find me in there? Is this exciting or what? GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop coming to a theater near you. This is something, man. Look at the star power of this movie. And they got me in there, and this is exciting stuff. I'm famous. Apparently, this is on Reddit or something. It's making the rounds. I'm a big deal. It is pretty good stuff. Way to go there, Bruce. All right on. Oh man, this is exciting stuff. I tell you, Jen and I were out the other night. We were just loving it. The paparazzi was out taking photos of us, and I finally got to put on one of my nice suits and just having a great old time. I was saying to Jen that be careful when you eat popcorn tonight, because if you drop one of those popcorn kernels, it might kind of go down there. Whoa! I'm just saying, whoa. Of course, the paparazzi is all excited. They get to take pictures of Jen, but I get to look down there all I want. I'm not allowed to do that. It's when you're like me, I get to do that. We're married. We're married. Is she a goer? Does she go? Does she go? Hey, say no more. Say no more. Is she a goer? Yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Anyway, there you have it. Rupert, what's the difference between a company issuing more stock and a stock splitting? What's the diff? Simple, actually. A company issuing more stock is a company looking to raise money. So you sell shares from your company treasury, and you go to the brokerage firm that's going to help sell stock to investors, and you say, we'd like to raise more cash. And the company, the brokerage company goes, okay, sure. We'll call all of our clients to talk to them about what you're doing and what's happening and what you're going to do with this dough. The money might be to pay off an old loan that you took out 2 years ago that's at 8% interest. You're going to issue stock now and pay that loan off and not pay 8% interest on all those millions of dollars. That could be it. Or it could be that you're acquiring money to build up cash reserves because you're possibly looking for acquisitions. You're looking to grow your company and buy other companies or buy other assets. You're looking to expand your company. Maybe you're looking to build a new factory for your production facilities, and you need $500 million to build out. Once the factory's up and running, that's a cash flow generator. So the company could be much more valuable with another factory. That's what a company does when they issue stock. When they split the stock, that's usually done, like, for example, with Tesla. Tesla was 3-4 years ago, $150 a share, ran all the way up to about $2,500 a share just this past summer. And the company announced that we're going to split the stock 5-for-1. So for every share you have now at $2,500 a share, a month from now, you're going to have 5 shares of Tesla instead of 1 share of Tesla, 5-to-1. But the price of the stock will be reflected down to $500 a share, because 5 times 500 is $2,500. So it's just a rollback. It's just a rollback in price and an up level in stock. And what it does, and this is from the old days of being a broker. When I was a broker back in the 70s and the 80s, high-end, top-notch companies like IBM, Bank of America, Bell, high-end, stable, U.S. Steel, Alcan, the General Motors, these companies, when their shares would reach this $80 range to a $100 range, so they get up to that level, it would be a very expensive stock to buy for the average investor, because back in the day, we had minimums. You couldn't, you could always buy whatever you wanted in the market, but brokers were dealing in board lots of shares, board lots. And a board lot back then was a 100 share order, minimum 100 share order. So if you wanted to buy 100 shares of a $10 stock, that was a $1,000 order. But if you wanted to buy 100 shares of a $100 stock, that was a $10,000 order. And in 1980, $10,000, what could you buy for 10 grand at that time? 1980, you could buy a brand new car for $10,000 with all the bells and whistles from General Motors or Chrysler or Ford. You could buy a brand new F-150 for under $10,000. So people coming in wanting to buy 100 shares of a company trading at 100 a share were rare. How many folks had cash lying around to buy a car? They would buy 100 shares of a stock. So companies would do a rollback. They would do a split, not a rollback. They would do a split. They would do a 3-for-1 or a 4-for-1 split to get the shares trading at $25 a share instead of $100 a share. So yeah, all the shareholders get 4 times as many shares now. So instead of having 20 shares of General Motors, you now have 80, or 100, you now have 400. But to buy 100 shares of GM starting tomorrow, $25 a share. It's only a $2,500 order, where before it was a $10,000 order. And so for brokerage firms to encourage more business with their customers, you would lower the price of the stock by doing a split. And that's what happened back then. So this summer, Tesla got to $2,500 a share, except today, you don't have to buy 100 shares of Tesla to get into Tesla. You can buy $100 of Tesla to get into Tesla by trading online through these platform trading outfits with no commissions. And so you're buying now at, let's say, Tesla trading at, what is it trading at now? Tesla is trading at $672. You can buy $67 worth of Tesla right now. That's 1/10 of a share. That's how the market has changed. The market now allows you to just buy dollars worth of stock rather than shares of stock. That's how people think. More people now don't trade stock. They trade dollars of stock. And so you got people going, oh, Tesla is going to go bringing out a new car, and they're going to have a big show and tell next month. I'm going to put out $1,000 into Tesla stock right now. And if that show goes really well and all these pre-orders come in for the new whatever, maybe the stock will go up a little bit, a lot, maybe a lot. And my $1,000 will be worth $1,150 or $1,248 or $1,700. I mean, it all depends on where the stock goes. People buying GameStop right now are buying the stock at $188.49. Some people are buying one share for $188.49. Some are deciding, I'm going to buy $1,000 of the GameStop because if this thing goes to $500 a share, it'll almost triple. My $1,000 will be worth $3,000. And that's what people are doing today. But back in the day when I was your broker, you wanted to buy 1 share or 10 shares, you had to pay a premium price to get the stock. You paid a minimum commission of at least $25 to $50 on the trade itself, no matter how much money you were using. And then you had to pay 25 cents higher than the trade of the stock for a board lot. So if you could buy 100 shares of GameStop at $188.50 for 100, you would pay $188.75 to get 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 shares. If it's less than 100 shares, you pay 25 cents more for the privilege. That quarter, that 25 cents per share went to the dealer, the brokerage firm that was offering odd lot trades, less than 100 at a time. You went to the odd lot trader. So the floor trader for my company would go to the floor trader for the odd lots and go, I need 5 shares of GameStop. The guy's looking at the board going, it's 185 and a quarter. I'll sell you 5 at 185.50. Done deal. No negotiation. Done. You want to sell 5 shares? You took a quarter less than the price on the bid. So the bid on the stock is 188.25. You're going to get 188 even. That's the price you pay to sell, plus the minimum commission at the brokerage firm. So people didn't buy and sell for profit, odd lot shares. What would happen from time to time is a father or a grandfather would come to his broker and say, I want to give the grandchildren 1 share of Disneyland stock, or 5 shares of Disneyland stock, or 10 shares of Disneyland stock. And I want the certificate. I want the actual physical document, and I'm going to get it framed, and I'm going to give it to them for their birthday, and the kid can hang it up on his wall. that Grandpa gave me 10 shares of Walt Disney Company. And the certificate is beautiful. These certificates were works of art. They had Disney art, animation art on there. They were counterfeit proof, like a dollar bill. Very beautiful. But the cost to do it was very high, and the grandfather would pay the premium to do it. Might cost him $100 more just to do that back in 1978 or 82 or whatever year it was. That's what I used to do on the stock splits. But anyway, to answer your stock split company, if they want to raise money, they issue stock. If they want to split an expensive stock, they split it. Apple went for a 4-for-1 split last fall. Apple got up to $500 a share. They split 4-for-1, and it was $125 a share. Everybody has 4 times as much Apple than they had before. Okay? That explains that, I hope, for everybody to understand. AC Cash, next bagel is on me, man. Thank you so much. We'll be able to buy more bagels. This is good stuff. Love them, their bagels. Loving the bagels. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Let's move up here on comments. Trying to keep up with all of you guys. We're at 187.20 on the stock. Bruce, I think you're about 6 feet, 6 feet 1 inches. Now, on the rehab space, not on board as we are. In the rehab business, i.e. Kindred, Care, Select, etc. Okay. You think I'm 6'1", guys? You think I'm that big? Dave J just became a YouTube member. Welcome, Dave, to the channel and the club. You're part of the group. Thank you guys for popping in. David J, auto stocks still scare me, man. Since 2008, 2012, I had 250,000 shares of GM that was wiped by the bankruptcy, 30,000 GM that was diluted to pennies during the bankruptcy. Only thing that saved me was buying Citi in 2009, Citibank. Wow. Yeah, a lot of people lost a lot of money with those car companies when they went under. Absolutely. NFT stock certificates, 100% traceable, registered on the public domain, and will never get lost or destroyed. NFT trading cards are a drop in this bucket. NFT logos are already here. Interesting comments there. Yes. Bought VAQC for $9.96. Right on. GameStop 186.90 right now on the volume, or on the trading. Volume is 4 million shares. Very quiet. AMC 11.31 down $1.18, now 11.28, down $1.21. 32 million shares on AMC. Not a good day today on AMC. No, not a good day. What can I say? Wow. Globe and Mail State article of 23rd, that would be today, that RC has been obsessing about customer service, contacting customers late into the night to solicit feedback, pushing to upgrade the company's website. I don't doubt this. I just don't doubt this. This guy is going to completely revamp this company. This company is going to have a whole other relationship with gamers. You will. I will tell you that a year from now, if you are a customer of GameStop online, you will have a different relationship with that company than any other online experience, except with Chewy. If you have a pet and you deal with Chewy online, it's going to be very familiar to you if you're dealing with GameStop online. It's going to be very similar, totally customer oriented, customer service dominated. They're going to know a lot of info about you because they're going to be involved with you as fans of the product that you're carrying. Over at Chewy, you deal with them after a while. They know your pet's name, your pet's birthday. They know your birthday. They know your pet's medical history if you're sharing it with them. They know everything you've purchased for the pet. They encourage you to send a photo of you and the pet to them. They'll send a birthday card to you or your pet. I mean, this is a totally different online entity. Amazon can't hold a candle to these guys. GameStop is going this direction. GameStop will be so gamer focused. I mean, laser focused on the gamer. Laser focused. Gamers are going to go. I don't shop anywhere else. I'm not going to contact Amazon to buy something for my gaming addiction. No. GameStop is where I go. Thank you very much. I'm going where I'm appreciated, where they know me. They know what I like. They know what I follow. They reach out to me and show me the latest games that are coming out. They preview all kinds of new product for me. I'm not going anywhere else. This is coming, and it's going to be so powerful, globally powerful. GameStop is going to be a whole different ball game, and there's a lot to talk about here coming up. $188.96 right now, just under $189 a share. So we're going to see what happens. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Lasers. Good strategy to target your needs. Laser. Yes. Leonard, can GameStop company recall all the shares? Why would they do that? I don't think so. They're not going to recall the shares. The only way they would recall their shares is if they went private. So if the company were to go private, it might be one person like Ryan Cohen makes an offer to all the shareholders. I will give you $500 a share to take this company private. He'd only have to come up with $35 billion. He's worth 3.5. So I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's going to happen. So I don't see the company going private with anybody. I think it's going to be the only way GameStop will not be GameStop going forward is if someone takes them over. That would be a bigger company buying GameStop. And the only bigger company that I see right now that would be in any way a candidate would be Microsoft because of the Xbox relationship. But that wouldn't work because the company, GameStop, makes a lot of money on Xbox, but also on Sony PlayStation 5. And so to have Microsoft buy GameStop, they would lose the Sony business. So that would make no sense to me. So now it would have to be Amazon would take over GameStop. If Amazon took over GameStop, they would take over their entire online business and then still deal with all the manufacturers and suppliers. But I don't see Amazon taking over GameStop either. It doesn't make sense to me for them to do that. So I don't see anybody actually taking over GameStop, actually. I see the reverse. I see GameStop taking over other businesses. That's what I see, but not now. Maybe 2 years from now, 3 years from now, down the road, they might be an acquirer of other companies that they will absorb and then branch out into other areas. That could be. But that's thousands of dollars a share from now. So we're nowhere in that area right now. So that's what I'm kind of coming from. Interesting, right? Yeah, fun. We're right now trading at 187.25. We have 4,300 thumbs ups right now, which is terrific, but we have 232 thumbs downs. And so we're not even at a 20-to-1 ratio right now. We are behind on the thumbs up ratio by at least 700 thumbs ups. We need a 700 thumbs ups hit to come in here immediately. And those of you out there who are watching this show haven't done a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that thumbs up button right now, like you're doing. There's 4,400 right there. Nail that thumbs up button so we can get this ratio up over the 20-to-1 factor against the thumbs downs, because there's a lot of haters who don't like what I'm saying going on out here trying to attack us. 4,500, just got another 100 right there. We're within 500 of really being where we should be for the thumbs ups. If you can keep those coming in, guys, nail that thing. Use your emojis and scare those bad people away. We're at 4,600 thumbs ups. Maybe the knee emoji is needed to scare them off. Knee, make those thumbs down go away. Knee. Let's get those in here and see what we can do. 4,600 thumbs ups. Thank you. The knee emojis are coming. I feel them coming. I can see them coming. I know. Here they come. Here come there. I see it. Here come the knee. Get rid of those downers. Get rid of the Debbie downers and replace them with the Debbie uppers. 4,700 thumbs ups coming in here. Only 300 away from 5,000. Thank you, everybody. Hit those things. Get rid of them. That's right. Scare them out of here. The army is coming. The knights of the knee are coming to get rid of the thumbs downers. Oh my gosh. Thank you for being here today. I got to get going. I've been on the air for 3 hours, 7 minutes. I got to stop. Thank you, everybody, for tolerating this old guy and having fun with me today. I appreciate it. Oh my. I got to get off the air. I'm dying here. I'll be back today. 3 o'clock Eastern. 3 o'clock Eastern. Try not to cough. 3 o'clock Eastern, I'll be back. And we'll follow the close. And we'll follow the release of the financials. And I'll be on for the conference call. You can hang out with me for the conference call. We'll do that together. And I'll stop coughing by then, I promise. And to all of you, thank you all for popping by, joining the channel as members. Thank you so much for joining in and coming on by. Hydrate, don't die on us. We'll see what we can do. We love you guys. Thank you all for spending some time with me this morning. Really appreciate it. And we will catch up with you guys at 3 o'clock Eastern time today. Don't you miss it. It's the same bat channel, same bat time. And let's watch this close together, see what this stock's going to do. And we'll go from there. All right. I'm going to go take care of myself now. Do a little walk around the house and aerate and relax and get the Zen going and get ready for this afternoon's action because it could be quite hectic. So there you have it, guys. We'll be around. Thank you, guys. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you at 3 o'clock Eastern today. Don't miss that show. Bye for now.